7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. It's a Friday at the Masters.
We made it.
We have made it. I mean, look, and we have started the Masters off in a way that I never thought we would start the Masters off.
He knows it. He also knows there's a ticklish little bitch coming up. DeChambeau.
Yeah, a ticklish little bitch coming up for the next 4 hours here on the Blitz.
He's not talking about the cart girl?
No, I thought he was talking about you.
Maybe he was.
You're
Who
ticklish.
knows? Well, sometimes.
That is what Nance said, right?
Yes, it's what he said. I can't believe he said that. Jim Nance is one of those buttoned up kind of, just a
proper.
Proper. Okay, that's the word I'm
he's
looking
at the
for,
Masters.
Yeah. But hey, I think you get a little street cred for that.
Well, I mean, you think about Jim Nance. Let's hear Jim Nance again.
He knows it. He also knows there's a ticklish little bitch coming up. DeChambeau.
Yeah. See, could you imagine Kevin Harlan broadcasting the Masters? Because Harlan is so good at everything that he does, and he can make everything exciting. We've heard him talk about streakers during a game, a variety of things. Well, last night, something bizarre happened in the basketball game he was broadcasting.
Pelicans hold on, driving into Murray. Somebody's thrown something on the floor. 46 seconds to go, and a whistle blew. It's a chicken wing. Why would someone throw something that good out on the floor?
Exactly.
It's crispy.
Yes.
It's warm.
Yes.
And I almost had to go out and I'm so hungry.
I hear your stomach over here growling.
What's that guy? I hope he eats it. I'm just going to save it for, put it in that little heater over there. 46 seconds to go. It's Murphy with the ball and Fox the quick foul.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. A chicken wing. Who would throw a chicken wing out on the floor anyway?
Dude, people do dumb things.
That's just
Could you imagine Kevin Harlan? They're coming up, a ticklish little bitch.
No, I couldn't. Harlan, he could do it. He's a pro. But he would have to change his whole style, I think, if he called the Masters. Because even with Jim Nance, when he does football, he's not like Kevin Harlan.
Sure.
Right? He's more reserved and it's more, proper. Yeah. And not – Harlan's just made to call football, basketball. I mean, that's what he's made for.
He could do. Kevin Harlan could broadcast reading the phone book, right? I mean, he would make that entertaining.
Sure.
Could you imagine on some of the long putts, or when one goes into the water, or the trap, or near a fan? And the jokes that Harlan could come up with egg salad and pimento cheese sandwiches.
Sure. I'm sure he could. It just doesn't strike me as a golf guy. He could do it. He's a pro.
Sure.
But he doesn't strike me as a golf guy.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
It's just Tiger Woods with the approach shot. He tomahawks it in the hole.
Yes. Yes, sir. Like Vern Lundquist.
Exactly right.
All the tributes to Vern Lundquist this week have been incredible too.
Oh, they've been fantastic, as they should be. And it's his final Masters, and Vern is going to go down as one of the greatest of all time.
When you think about the Masters that we've seen, and again, my wife wakes up this morning long before I do, and puts on the Masters.
Yeah.
I don't know if she knew the Masters was on. She puts it on ESPN every morning for me before she leaves, but it was the Masters. And she literally woke me up and says, do you want golf on now? Or, is this a bad idea because you'll sleep till 10 if there's golf on? And I'm like, no, it's the Masters. I'm fine. And I actually woke up and started watching the Masters.
Well, yeah.
I was awake watching the Masters before my alarm went off.
I got up early too.
But it was great.
Now, it wasn't on, though. It was like Sports Center at the Masters. I had to put it on my ESPN app.
I don't know. Whatever I was watching seemed like golf to me.
Because yeah, but I had to put it on my app.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't get it.
So
got to watch Jordan Spieth post a 9.
Dude, I love that.
I don't.
Why? Well, why not, Joe?
Well, I don't know what's wrong with that guy this year. He has had a horrible year. Somebody just drained one. I don't know if that's live or if that's on tape, but somebody just made one from the fairway.
That's pretty awesome.
Wow.
Now Jordan Spieth with a 9.
Yes.
Now, I'd be happy with a 9 on certain holes. But I'm not Jordan Spieth.
No, you're not.
I like watching Jordan Spieth do that because that makes me feel better about my game. When you see a guy like Jordan have a Minix type hole, that's good because typically I won't get a 9. If it's a par 4, if I've been 8, I'm picking it up and going. If I've doubled my score, I'm done.
Just put down a snowman.
Yep,
You're good.
pick it up and go.
Well, let me make you feel better, Minix, because
thanks, Joe.
your guy Sam Burns shot 80 in round 1 today.
Yeah.
Yeah, he finished with 80. Spieth was a 79.
Okay.
Guy by the name of Brian Harmon, who had been playing some pretty good golf, 81 today.
Okay.
So that's what I like to see when those guys are shooting 80 something.
So what you're trying to point out, while you're trying to make me feel good, is you're trying to say because in our little pick'em contest, I've got Sam Burns who shot 80, your guy is at 79, so you're still ahead.
Well,
yet that's supposed to make me feel better.
No, we're both screwed because neither one of those guys are going to make the cut.
All right.
So we're
that
done.
eliminates. Pledge, do you remember who else I took? You wrote it down. I don't remember. Although all I know is the tiebreaker was Tiger Woods making the cut. And right now I look really good in that scenario.
You do. And you know what? I'm happy about that. I hope he does.
Joe, you have Rory, Jordan, and Matsuyama.
I don't know where Matsuyama is. I haven't seen him.
Jason, you had Koepka, Schauffele, and Burns.
Now,
Okay.
Schauffele is even par right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't have DeChambeau. You sure?
No, you didn't.
Why do I think I had that guy? I've been feeling honestly. I've been feeling really good thinking I picked him.
Now you took Brooks Koepka.
Same guy.
Yeah, they're both kind of D-bags.
Well, they are. Yes, I agree with that statement completely.
I think you just wrote down that wrong.
No, Colin Morikawa, by the way, is -2.
Okay.
All right. Rory McIlroy's -1 right now.
Okay.
Who did you have?
Already.
Koepka. I don't see him anywhere. Is he like even going to make the cut? I'm not sure that he is. And who was the other guy? You're in trouble,
Xander
dude.
Schauffele.
Schauffele's even par. So
Okay.
there you go. You still got a guy in the hunt.
All right.
I don't know where Koepka is. I'll find him.
Well, and we were both going to take Scotty Scheffler.
Well,
and
sure.
stayed away because he might not finish because.
And he still might not.
Yes. See, and what I didn't realize is Sam Burns is in the same situation. He's about to have a baby too.
Well, Burns made sure he was going to be home for the weekend.
Well, see, I think that should eliminate, and you give me DeChambeau because that's who I thought I was taking anyway.
Sure, let me think about that, Minix. Okay.
Well, it doesn't matter because Tiger's going to make the cut.
That's fantastic, and I'm actually happy about that. That's a great idea, Jim. Yeah, no kidding. I'm happy about that. 24th consecutive cut at the Masters. Tiger Woods will make. Now, look, he's +2. He's got 4 holes to play, but the projected cut line is at +4. So unless he just posts a 9,
sure,
he should be okay.
Which is possible.
Of course.
It is possible.
Jeez.
He might sneeze and hurt himself and withdraw.
With that, too.
But right now, it's looking pretty good that either way, I'm going to win the beer bet before we get into the weekend. Rory just had an awful shot. Awful. Awful. And I couldn't be more thrilled about that. Did you see that? He just pulled a Sam Burns.
What'd he do?
Snap hook.
Snap hook. You know, these guys, some of them look human when they're out here, just like the rest of us.
Well, what I don't like is, it's kind of like I'm as an old hockey fan. You remember back in the day when Fox used to have the little trailer on the puck that would see where it's going. Sometimes when they're teeing off like this and you look at it, it's like that's that's such a bad shot. Yet because it's going over the trees, it's that little yellow arc that they put on there is a little misleading.
I just don't think you know how to read it right.
Yeah, they're going over the tree.
Well, they are, but because they're hitting things. See, like me on a golf course, I would never challenge going over those trees, right? I could never do that.
No,
ever,
you couldn't
ever do that.
It's funny because Laura Rutledge was interviewing Will Levis a little earlier, quarterback of the Tennessee Titans.
Who?
And he just started playing golf, apparently. And I think he gave himself a little too much credit. He said, it's good to see these guys play. He said, I'd probably have I'd shoot 120. And I think he'd probably shoot more than that.
120 on the front nine.
Yeah, maybe. I would love to play that, though, from the tips, just to see what I would do. It wouldn't even matter.
Would you really?
Yeah, it wouldn't even matter. Who cares?
How many hours would it take you to play around at the Masters?
Well, I don't know.
Well, because you, and you're not this guy, but even you, Joe, would be stopping to take photos everywhere along the way.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You would take photos with you without the group. It would be forever on a course like that.
Now, I've got a friend of mine that actually played the Masters. It was in December. He said it was cold, but he didn't really care. He said the golf course itself, like off the tee, is not all that difficult. It's around the greens that make it difficult. Sure. So that's what he said was the hard part. A lot of 3 putts, 4 putts, that kind of stuff.
How's the foot wedge?
Yeah, I don't know.
It
would have to be
that's
good.
What you would have to be looking at.
That's a bucket list thing too, but getting on that golf course would take an act of Congress.
Well, you got to know people.
Well, you do.
You got to know people.
And this friend of mine didn't offer, so he knew a guy.
Yeah.
I don't know a guy. So Tiger's +1. He just missed a birdie putt. He's going to putt. Look, he's going to make the cut. If it stays at the projected +4, he's going to make it with ease.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Little tap in for par. He drops that easy. Good. He's making the cut.
Nice.
His scorecard. Birdie, bogey, bogey, birdie, birdie. Not a lot of pars there today. Give one, take one. You give it, then you take it away.
That's right.
That's the way it's been. Kind of like the Kentucky basketball job. They were trying to give it. Nobody wanted it. They settled on Mark Pope. Last night, I thought the Aggies hired Mark Stoops again. Just the fan base going nuts.
They were not happy.
Yeah, except for they didn't withdraw the offer to Pope. The blue smoke and everything coming out of Kentucky. We'll talk about it. And the interesting words from their former coach, Rick Pitino, on Mark Pope. We'll dive into that next here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the 2024 NFL Draft on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We're the 24th pick. The Dallas Cowboys select
April 25th, 26th, and 27th. Join 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star for this year's NFL Draft. Live from Detroit.
I love the tenacity and the aggression with which he plays. He is a mauler.
Who do the Cowboys and Texans pick? Does Jerry make a splash? Who goes number 1? And who's the next Mr. Irrelevant?
The Houston Texans select C.J. Stroud.
You don't ever want to pass on the guy you ought to be taking there, but still be position select.
I thought Sauce Gardner would be the first corner, but you go back to 2019, and that version of Derek Stingley is as good as anybody in this entire draft class.
Find out right here on your exclusive home for the NFL Draft. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-785-9545. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-785-9545 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-785-9545 to see if you qualify. That's 800-785-9545.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
And Doug.
Being a spokesperson's easy, kid. Just say, customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Customize and save with Liberty Bibbity.
That's not it.
Liberty Mutual. Liberty Musical.
Nope.
Liberty line.
It's 2 words. Liberty Mutual.
Got it. Don't not pay at libertymuttnoodle.com.
Wow. I guess I'll just do it. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. That's a wrap.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob Thompson and RJ Ochoa.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, we'll be putting to bed the San Antonio Spurs season because, well, it will be over. Also, the Roadrunners have a new coach. Coach Claunch will join us at 8:30. We're very excited about that. But the Masters will wrap up the weekend, and we are very, very excited about that. Let's go back to the Blitz. Jason, Joe, Pledge. Hello, friends.
Thank you, RJ Nance. I'd love to hear RJ Ochoa say something like Jim Nance did this morning. Or not.
He knows it. He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
Yeah, RJ wouldn't say that either.
That's funny. That's funny
It
as hell. It really
I
is.
can't help it.
You know, hearing that from Jim Nance is just hilarious. I don't think RJ, he seems kind of prim and proper. He wouldn't say that, would he?
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. There's
There's
a tickler.
A what? A testicular what?
A ticklish little
bitch.
Yes.
You could say that.
I can't say
You
that.
were
I mean,
about
come
to
on.
say that in your Lucky Charms voice.
Come on. I can't say that. That's not me. How dare you, Jim Nance?
Who the hell are you?
I'm
Seriously, you could say it with me. Everybody with me.
Uh-huh.
Ticklish little bitch.
Ticklish little female dog.
He knows it. He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
You know, that's got to be in the golf directory of terms.
Well, sure. Just like what to regrave.
Huh?
Yeah, you've never heard that? It's a lengthy par 5 with a what to regrave on the left. Be stealing my Lucky Charms.
And you won't say ticklish little bitch.
Well, I'm just saying, I can say watery grave.
I mean, sure.
Hey, it's a lengthy par 5, and
He
it's a
also knows
ticklish
there's a
bitch.
ticklish little bitch coming up.
At Joe Reinagle 2-0. At Jason Minix. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always comment there. Carlos, good luck. Carlos is coaching a volunteer basketball coach for kids. Good luck with that, man. Good luck with the parents that you were going to deal with. Talk about ticklish little bitches. Yeah, you're going to be dealing with a lot of those parents,
14 to 17-year-olds.
Oh, that's not too bad. You should be fine.
Dude, crack the whip on those kids, Carlos. Don't let them get away with anything. Hold them accountable.
I thought they were going to be like 8. Well, like my neighbor, he was going to be a volunteer coach for his kid's flag football team.
This Hal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's the head coach.
Of course he is.
Yeah. I don't think he designed that.
Hey, we got a sucker here.
Yeah.
He's making the head coach.
Uh-huh.
Nah, that's great. I think it's great. I don't know that I could do that, but it'd be fun for a game.
Yeah, 1991 Freedom Ride says, I can't see Jason coaching. He's too negative, and Joe is too impatient.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm too negative in that regard. Impatient, I think we both would be there. I did try to coach one time, and I would say I was a pretty good coach when my kid was, I don't know how old, but it was at the level of soccer where you're playing 3-on-3, right? And you've got the goalie. So however old that was, not very old. And we had an okay team, but we had this one little kid, which is why I can relate to every coach out there that complains about parents. We had this, his name was Alejandro. And this little piece of, and now,
what was his last name? Let's go all the way.
So this kid was good and probably should have been playing up.
Uh-huh.
His sister was a couple years older, and he would play kids that age. This kid was good. Problem is, his dad used to give Alejandro $1 for every goal that he scored in a game and in practice.
Okay.
So this kid, if somebody else scored, would throw a fit. He used to try to knock teammates off the ball to steal it from them so he could score.
Wow.
And not them and he would keep track. That's 11, Dad. This little, when you're playing goalie and you got these, everybody scored except Alejandro. I would block his shots.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it was that little kid, and it wasn't the kid's fault. It was the parent.
Well, yeah.
$1 for every goal
exactly
that he would score.
How dare them?
Yeah. Well, and after practice, and there was one day I was like, all right. And I lined Alejandro up, man, and I think he got up to like $50. And his dad was mad at me because I just had him run goal drills for like 25 minutes.
There's a ticklish little bitch coming up.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, his dad had words with me after that. It's like, what are you doing? He's like, you're paying him for goals in practice. You're not teaching him how to be a teammate. Look, he gets mad when teammates score, or he'll steal the ball from a teammate to score.
Well, right. And so it is the dad's fault. And he should be saying, you don't pay him for goals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's dumb.
Yeah. Especially in practice.
And buy him a ball or something.
I mean, just, I don't know. No, I'm not coaching.
Carlos, you hold him accountable, buddy.
Again.
Don't let him get away with
Absolutely.
anything. Make him do bear crawls in the parking lot.
You could do that. No water breaks.
No
water breaks.
None.
Give him ice cream before practice. So, Mark Pope is the new head coach at Kentucky. And what do you figure? He was option 9?
At least 3, right? We know that.
Well, and again, whether some of the other candidates were serious or not, and they all have jobs, so I think they're probably also lying about how interested they were. Like Hurley said, well, there never really was anything there. Was there? Oates, took his name out of the running early. We know that, in Waco, there was some certain interest there. There was interest in this job. Mark Pope last night, boy, I thought the Kentucky fans, the BBN types, boy, they were ready to just storm the campus with pitchforks. But did they actually get the right hire? They got a complete opposite coach and style from Calipari. but they got somebody that played there, that went there, that loves the university, but he's not a sexy big name hire that hasn't done it.
Well, maybe that's a nice change. You know, sometimes when teams aren't successful, they change the way they've been doing things for a while, and they change it up and they try something different. So good for Kentucky.
You look at Pope at BYU. BYU going in the Big 12, right?
Yes.
They played well, but they were out early in the tournament. Now you've got all these people that know Mark Pope well, really trying to set the excitement level up a notch or two. Rick Pitino, who didn't have to record a long video today, sitting in his office at St. John's, talking about how great of a hire this is for the University of Kentucky.
What a special day for the University of Kentucky. The leader, the captain of the Untouchables, is coming home to lead the Wildcats. A lot of people out there talk about Jay Wright, Danny Hurley, Billy Donovan. They all had their trials and tribulations as well early on. But Mark Pope went into the Big 12 this year, beat Kansas as Kansas beat Baylor at home, and in his first year got to the NCAA. Mark Pope, offensively, no one does it better. The way his teams move, the way his teams shoot the three, the ball movement, the player movement is outstanding. What you don't realize, it took Jay Wright 11 years to finally get an NCAA win. Billy Donovan was at Marshall for 2 years, didn't have an NCAA appearance. He went on to greatness. Mark Pope will go on to greatness. You can put it down.
Put it down.
Put
Hey,
it
I'm
down.
walking here. He's got that accent.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that Pitino accent. That's a New Yorker, man.
Well, and I'll tell you, one of the things that you're going to see is a different style of player that Pope is going to recruit. Although Pitino did address some of the recruiting challenges now facing coaches in college basketball.
What some of you don't realize is how good a basketball mind he has, how much of a relentless recruiter he will be. Now, recruiting's different today. We're now coaching all pros. The NIL has taken away amateur basketball and has made them professional athletes. I'm sure Kentucky's going to have a strong NIL. You have one of the premier young coaches in the game. Relish it because he will do you proud.
You know, and he makes a good point. Every coach, I don't think I've heard from any of them that don't say something about this whole NIL transfer portal situation. And Pitino's exactly right. It's no longer amateur athletics.
No.
It is professional basketball. It's what it is, professional football. I mean, you're paying these kids, some of them, a hell of a lot of money, and it's no longer amateur hour.
But when you look at a guy like Rick Pitino, and there was some talk, did they bring him back? That was one of his guys.
Mm-hmm.
He's obviously celebrating one of his guys getting that job. To the point he even said today, when it comes to NIL, Rick Pitino would write a check to the NIL deal at Kentucky.
Maybe he ought to worry about writing checks to St. John's.
Well, I mean, no, he's getting checks from St. John's.
Well, I get that.
That's different, but he wants his guy to be successful. It is interesting because, you know, Rick Pitino is still so very connected to that university.
Sure.
Hearing all the negative, and man, you hire a coach, you want nothing but excitement. Like what we saw yesterday, the introduction of Austin Claunch as the head coach at UTSA. By the way, he will join us coming up here on the Blitz at 4:35. There's excitement when you hire a basketball coach. When Cal was introduced at Arkansas, the arena's full. There's standing ovations for the big donor types. You know, for Pope, you got people that are angry. You got angry Kentucky fans.
Well, I don't know who they wanted. I mean, and the guys that everybody wants Hurley, of course. They would love to have gotten that. Scott Drew probably would have been acceptable. But, you know, you take what you can get. And sometimes, you know, you go for a guy that doesn't have a big name, but is a basketball smart guy, and bring him in and say, hey, if they win at Kentucky, he'll be a legend after next year.
Could be the right hire when it's all said and done.
Could be.
And if it's not, you know, a couple, 3-4 years, however long they give him, you know, he'll get fired and the AD that hired him is going to get fired. But it looks like it'll be a complete different approach and style from what they've seen for the last 15 years under Coach Calipari.
Oh, well, hopefully. because what Coach Cal was doing wasn't working.
Well, don't tell that to the Arkansas people.
Well,
they're excited.
Yeah, well, good for them. It wasn't working. He would get these hot shot players, 18-year-olds, and as soon as they go up against a team that had some veteran leadership and guys that have been in college for a few years, they would get beat. And that was the trend for Kentucky over the last several years. And so it wasn't working. Hopefully, Pope will bring in a different style and recruit differently and all of the above.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Could the Cowboys' offensive line be okay after all? Tyler Smith and Brock Hoffman talking on a podcast shed some light. We'll dive into that coming up here on the Blitz. If you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for both residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They do fantastic work. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Whatever your project is, they've got the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimate. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Whether it's something at your house, something at the office, call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, the season is done. We'll look back on a Spurs letdown. Did they finish with 21? We'll talk all about the Wemby era's beginning and where we go to next. The Masters done too.
Plus, the Roadrunners have a new coach. Coach Claunch will join us at 8:30 this morning. You do not want to miss it. The Morning Huddle starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair? What do you mean? Does it not look good? It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret. No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic. Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous. I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give hair volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going? I'm going to pick up some hair volume right now. My reunion's next month and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com, Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple that had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is this never ends. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Lowe's knows pros need the right tools for every job. That's why we sell the largest in-store selection of Klein tools anywhere. Find new items like the self-leveling green laser level for just $159.98. Plus, shop the Connect pass-through socket set for $49.98, which you can only find at Lowe's. Shop Klein tools in-store and online today because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows pros.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
When was the last time you went to the dentist? Need a new dentist? Hi, Jason Minix here. Go see my dentist at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. Smile Structure can handle all your dentistry needs, from general dentistry to oral surgery, orthodontics for the kids, or Invisalign for adults. Mention this ad, get a free exam and x-rays. Veteran owned with 5 San Antonio area locations. Learn more and book an appointment online at smilestructure.com. That's smilestructure.com.
Hard work and dreams lead to success, but easily filing your taxes with TurboTax and Credit Karma doesn't hurt either. Make filing taxes a walk in the park, because we'll pre-fill your info for you so you can file quickly and confidently. Winner! Get the peace of mind that comes with expert help. Let's go! Being powered by TurboTax means you're backed by the leading tax preparer, and we'll show you all your filing options up front so there are no surprises. File your taxes on Intuit Credit Karma today. Expert help not available with all products. Guarantee details available at turbotax.com/guarantees.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, Joe.
Man, you know, they make me do that right before I come on, and I just like, wow.
Yeah? Why do you like it?
Hi, it's Joe Reinagel. You're
Hey,
listening.
everybody, Joe Reinagel.
You're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, on the main stage.
Tyler, Brock,
hey,
and their podcast. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. You ever met Joe when he was in TV? He used to do that. Hi, Joe Reinagel.
I still do that. What are you talking about?
Hi, Joe Reinagel.
How you doing? That's what you got to do.
Hi, I'm Joe Reinagel. Channel 5.
Sports.
Not weather.
No, I'm not that guy.
Oh, my goodness. Draft is 2 weeks from today. You know, 2 weeks.
Yesterday, actually.
2 weeks from today, we're going to talk about the offensive lineman that the Cowboys selected in the first round. Right? And it could be a center from Oregon. Could be a tackle from, you name it. Just about every mock draft you read have the Cowboys taking some form of an offensive lineman, which would be smart. I still wouldn't put it past the Cowboys to trade down from 24 to, 28, 29, somewhere in there, kind of like what they did to get a guy like Travis Frederick, depending on who's sitting there and what offers are available to him. But when you look at the Cowboys offensive line, as it sits right now, there's lots of question marks. But in reality, could their offensive line be okay? Whether you move Tyler Smith to left tackle or leave him at left guard. Apparently, Brock Hoffman has a podcast.
Who knew?
Who knew, right?
Everybody's got
By the way,
podcast.
Brock Hoffman plays for the Dallas Cowboys, if you're wondering.
Backup center.
Yes.
Or he was.
Well, he's in the room.
He may be the starter now.
Or the podcaster. But anything is possible. But on his podcast that isn't quite near as popular as, say, Micah Parsons' podcast, they were answering fan questions. So at least 3 people knew about this podcast. Of course, we all do now. But Tyler Smith was asked about moving from guard to tackle.
I'm coming off a really good year at guard. I'm feeling really comfortable at guard. I kind of like, how the continuity is right now. Like you said, already preface this. I'm willing to do whatever it takes, y'all. And I'm able to do whatever it takes.
Yep, 100%.
And so, we'll see what the future holds. Obviously, stay ready for anything. But for right now, I'm a starting left guard at Dallas Cowboys, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to stay at guard, but he'll move to tackle if they need him to.
Well, was he not drafted to be Tyron Smith's replacement?
Well,
but he is playing well at guard.
Sure.
And he's getting comparisons to Larry Allen at the position from where Larry was at the time.
Well, okay.
And again, can he turn into a Larry Allen? Yes, he's got a long way to go. But he's got that kind of ability. You look at Zach Martin. Zach Martin was also a guy who was kicked out and played tackle before. but prefers being guard. Now, I also think the last couple of years when they've talked about moving Zach Martin out to tackle, and they were like, no, we can't. He doesn't want to. I think that was more to protect your center because Biotish needed that protection, right?
Sure.
So you leave him in. If you've got a rookie center that's going to start, or a Brock Hoffman that ends up starting,
Brock,
I think I want to leave Tyler and Zach where they are to help that center.
Well, but the problem is, though, if you're putting a rookie at left tackle, I mean, you got a quarterback that you may or may not be paying $60 million a year to, and you don't want to get him killed.
Well, there's that.
I'd much rather have a rookie at guard than I would at left tackle. I mean, left tackle's, last time I checked, is pretty important on a football team.
It is.
With a right-hander, by the way.
If you look at, the idea of moving Terrence over there, I don't think that's realistic. But at some point, Matt Waleska, we've heard so much about him through the years. At some point, he's going to come off the Chupacabra list and actually become a real player for the Cowboys. TJ Bass is a projected starter, although that doesn't excite me all that much.
He had his opportunities, and, well, let's just say they were less than stellar.
But the same could be said for Terrence Steele his rookie year, which was brutal, and we've seen what he's developed into and the contract that he was able to get from the Dallas Cowboys. So depending on what they do in the draft, and assuming they do take an offensive lineman, whether it's a center or a tackle, maybe the offensive line isn't nearly as in the shambles that it appears to be right now.
Well, it is in shambles as we speak right now. They have no depth. If any of those guys you're talking about has any kind of injury, misses any time, what are you talking about? You're talking about guys that are extremely unproven. Again, they could be fine, go in there and surprise the hell out of everybody. I think they'll take a left tackle. They'll take a tackle in the draft. The guy from Oklahoma, I guess, comes to mind. I've seen several mock drafts with his name mentioned in that first pick.
That's it. Dude from Oklahoma, the center from Oregon. There, but then again, nobody really had Tyler Smith on the radar either.
No, they didn't.
When you took a guy from where?
Yeah.
Huh? Well,
Tulsa.
And
Tulsa.
he had holding issues in college at Tulsa. Now he's coming to the and so that's where you trust the Cowboys scouting. But last year's draft, they've lost a little bit of that trust that they had built up.
Sure.
Will McClay and his group overall have been fantastic. Last year's draft, though, does make you a little bit nervous about this year.
Well, look, you're not going to hit every time. They had a bad year last year, and the jury's still out, at least on Mozzie Smith.
Sure.
I think
the jury's out on all of them, to be honest.
Schoonmaker.
Well, you just I mean,
Schoonmaker. Maybe they could get rid of him. He'd go to Houston and back up Dalton Schultz. I'm not sure about that guy. And then we all know about Deuce Vaughn, although maybe he can turn into a kick returner.
Foresight from those Cowboys.
That's what they knew the rule was going to change.
Yes.
Who knows?
Well, Steven's on the competition committee, so.
Well, yeah, he said, I got the perfect gadget guy for that.
Not a gadget guy.
Perfect gadget guy for that. His name's Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn. Deuce.
Yes.
He could do that when he's running for a touchdown. Hey,
he's not Tyreek Hill. He's not Tyreek Hill. He's not going to do that.
So the jury's still out on all those guys, and the one big one though that you need to come through is Mozzie Smith. That's the reason they drafted him. We all thought it was a great pick. That's what they needed at the time, and obviously he didn't do anything. But now he's going to be called on. He's going to have to. He has to perform this year.
He's going to have to. Now, I'm not sure about you, but the Cowboys really haven't done much this offseason.
Really?
They haven't.
Wow.
Even Brock Hoffman on his podcast, by the way, called the 8th Round podcast.
8th Round.
Yes. He's noticed and talked about the Cowboys' inactivity and free agency.
I feel like obviously our fans, because we're the Dallas Cowboys, like Solari says, like we're the standard, right? So like everybody's gonna obviously have an overreaction when we're not going out and signing everybody every which way in free agency. Like, trust me, we would have loved to get Derrick Henry and Stephon Diggs and all these other guys too. You know what I mean? But we're not the first team in like NFL history that hasn't been able to like sign a bunch of players because, whatever cap issues or whatever. It's like, relax, we're good. We still got a team. Like, we're gonna get some good draft picks. Like, we're gonna be good. Like, we're gonna be just fine. So, to all the Dallas fans, I know that comment from Derek might have pissed you off, but don't fret. Your boys are ready to go.
Yeah.
Hey, you've been talking to Brock. You and him, you talk on the phone at night.
We're on the group text with Steven.
It must be, yeah.
Well, I mean, the reality though, if you're Brock Hoffman, you're like, well, yeah, and they haven't brought anybody in to replace me. This is great news.
Yeah, well, get ready, buddy, because they're going to draft somebody most likely.
But I will. Yes, the Derrick Henry comments piss everybody off, but they're not doing anything that they didn't tell us they were going to be doing. The all-in comments really changed the expectation of this offseason. And of the guys that they let go, especially on the defensive side with the new coordinator, all those guys, I say all of them, 80% of them, if they wanted to keep them, they could have found money to keep them. I just, it is weird though, because you expected something more than what the Cowboys have actually done. And at some point, we're going to know what their plan is, whether we agree with it when we see it, and it might be Oxnard when we're like, all right, so this is the roster, huh? This is what the plan was, huh? All right, let's see what happens. When a deal for Dak gets done, which will happen, when CD gets his deal, then you see whatever dominoes are going to fall. But right now, you look at it and you go, I don't see it. They don't have a run game to speak of, and their RB1 is not on the roster right now. He's not.
Rico Dowdle's not that guy?
No.
Oh, Rico.
Yes. No.
I heard Mike Florio and Shireen Williams this morning at ProFootballTalk.com talking about the possibilities that and of course they get, although Shireen Williams is pretty plugged in, that Micah Parsons' best option, according to them, is to pull a Zeke Elliott and hold out because he wants his money now. That's what they were saying. I'm not saying that that's right or wrong, but I'm just saying they could see that scenario happening, where Micah just says, no, I need to get paid. They could say the same, and obviously CD, we've already heard that from a variety of people that he may not participate in a lot of things until he gets paid. So there could be some drama coming down the line because the Cowboys wait so long to do some of the things that they do, and sometimes the players have to push to the issue.
Well, and again, the Cowboys' philosophy on some of this, you can argue. I mean, I listen to RJ Ochoa in the morning, and he is just so angry at him. And I get it. It's frustrating because you expect these deals to get done, and the Cowboys wait, and it costs them more. If I'm Micah Parsons, I would wait. But then again, if I'm Micah Parsons and I know that money is coming, I want to see that in my bank account now. I'd rather get those guarantees now. But if he waits a year or two, that price is going to go up.
As long as he doesn't get hurt or something happens, and that's always the risk you're going to take.
Sure.
And that's the problem with waiting.
Well,
wouldn't you rather see that in your bank account before the season begins? And then if you get hurt, guess what? I've already got it. It's a hell of a gamble.
It's like CeeDee Lamb will make about $18 million this year. Now, that's not $30 million, but it's still 18.
Okay.
But you don't have the guarantees after. But if Jefferson signs, you're going to get more. You might not pass, but generally speaking, whoever's next resets the market. And CeeDee Lamb is one that could reset the market. So if I'm the Cowboys, I would like to get CeeDee done sooner rather than later. It's going to save some money. Now, if I'm Micah Parsons, and I'm trying to look at it from the angle that Florio and Shireen Williams are coming from at this point, do what Zeke did, push it 2 years early. I might get less on this contract, but I'm back at the negotiating table long before I'm 30, looking for another contract that's going to boost me way up salary-wise.
And that makes perfect sense. But I could see that scenario, and I think that the Cowboys, we're going to see some drama from them. Things are not just going to go smoothly. And I was talking to Pledge last night on Extra Innings with Pledge, and we don't talk enough about the Dak Prescott angle. You and I have, to some extent, that Dak, it might be in his best interest not to sign an extension and see and really hold the Jones family to the fire after the season's over, if he has another good year the way he did last year, and say, look, I need this number or I'm going to go test the free agent market.
And that might, I mean, the idea of Dak not being the Cowboys quarterback by his choice, there is a possibility that he would love to go to a fan base that would appreciate him and not deal with some of the stuff he has to deal with from Cowboy fans. And maybe that's why a deal isn't done. The Cowboys know that, and they've done zero to prepare for life after Dak. They've already renegotiated a part of his deal this year, which is an indication that they are going to do that. Get him a new contract, or their plan is to get him a new contract. But in Dallas, it's always on a deadline, and deadlines make deals. There's no deadline right now. As fans, media types, we would like to see it done. It doesn't seem like the Cowboys or Prescott is in any hurry to get that deal done.
Well, if you're Dak, you're not. Why would you be? You're going to get $50+ million this year regardless. So you've got that. That's coming in. That's coming. Doesn't make any difference. So you got $50 million coming.
But by the same token, you just said about Micah, if Dak gets hurt this year, what if it's not there? So that security. Now, granted, Dak has already a lot of money in the bank that Micah doesn't because he's not on his first deal. But if you're Dak, those injury concerns are there. And if you look at his last couple of years, there's always a little bit of this or a little bit of that. And let's not mention the time that he fractured his leg. But then again, Kirk Cousins blew out an Achilles last year.
It didn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It didn't matter.
There are so few people on planet Earth that can do that job at that high of a level.
I just, I don't know what side is which. And it is pretty much standard operating procedure for the Cowboys to wait until they have to do something, which to me doesn't make a lot of sense. It paid off for Dak Prescott in the beginning with his first contract. He got a lot of money with the franchise tag twice and then a big contract. And maybe Dak just going to say, hey, we'll wait until that deadline happens and then we'll either make a deal or we won't. I mean, it's just I don't understand the Cowboys in a lot of ways and the way they do things when they wait for these things to happen. Now, I get Jerry Jones being pissed off and not wanting to write a check right away, but man, it just seems like you're playing with fire when it comes to that. And I'm not a Dak fan, as you know. Dak Prescott,
really?
Yeah. In case you didn't know.
Oh, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
I love you, Dak. I love the guy. Off the field, he's a great guy. Great guy. Does a lot for the community. But on the field, in the playoffs, he's not so good.
Playoff Prescott's a bad word.
He is. So, having said all of that, look, that's why it's fun to cover the Cowboys. You don't know what's going to happen.
The D stands for drama.
Nobody can sit here today and say they know exactly what's going to happen with this Cowboys football team next month after the draft.
And the sad part is, I think that includes the Joneses and the Will McClays and the Mike McCarthys.
That could very well be
None
true.
of them really have any idea.
Which is a ticklish little pitch coming up.
Exactly right. Way to go, Jim.
What was that, Jim? Maybe. Pledge is already worn out.
There's a ticklish little bitch coming up.
Yes. Yes, there is.
A ticklish little bitch.
Yes.
As he was describing play at the Masters, which apparently is a real golf term. And I think for a lot of us this weekend, you're watching the Masters, you're going to get out, you're going to try to play some golf, maybe at the Golf Club of Texas, and figure out which one of the holes at the Golf Club of Texas Jim Nantz would describe as.
There's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
I can think of several out there that could.
There's two, and there's water involved in both of them.
Yeah, there could be. There could be a couple of them that I'm thinking of. Hey, if you haven't been out to the Golf Club of Texas lately, you haven't been out to the Golf Club of Texas. It is incredible what they're doing out there. They're redoing every cart path, not just fixing them, they're replacing them. Every single one of them. They've added turf as well. And I tell you what, it's just, they've upgraded that thing. It's amazing. the only course in America with 100% zoysia grass. Now, that may not mean anything to some people, but I tell you what, that's a good thing. All right, they've got a lighted driving range. The Tin Cup Bar open late to the public, and it's the best sit-down restaurant on that side of town. There is no question about it. And if you're not playing golf tomorrow, you want to make plans to go out to the Golf Club of Texas anyway. It is Viva at the Golf Club of Texas. It is tomorrow, April 13th, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. They're going to have food booths with chicken on a stick, turkey legs, funnel cakes, fruit cups, street tacos, all that kind of stuff. Plus, they'll have water slides for the kids, a moon bounce, water balloons. It is Fiesta at the Golf Club of Texas. It is tomorrow from 1 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So make plans to head out there. Check the place out if you haven't been out there. It's incredible. The Tin Cup Restaurant, well, it's fantastic. It's great. They've done a lot of good things out there at the Golf Club of Texas. Go check it out. You know where it is. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road, right off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Riding 281 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans and vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center. Round 2 of the Masters is underway. Right now, Bryson DeChambeau is your leader at -7. Max Homa and Scotty Scheffler are 1 shot back at -6. It appears that Tiger Woods will make his 24th consecutive cut at the Masters Golf Tournament. He finished up round 2 today. He is +1. The projected cut line is at +4. Way to go, Tiger.
Joe Reinagel.
For the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Happy Masters Friday, everybody.
Happy Masters Friday.
Tiger's going to make the cut.
Yeah, that guy's incredible.
Minix is going to win the beer bet.
You know, the guy is incredible, and I don't know when I'm going to learn my lesson, but he really is incredible. The fact that he can swing a golf club, period, is incredible.
After everything that he's been through, you're right.
Yes.
It really is incredible, and that makes the weekend. For those that are just going to sit around and watch the Masters, that one, Tiger's playing good golf. He's not barely making the cut, right?
No.
He's playing good golf, and considering he had to finish the first round this morning and then play another 18, get his second round in, I was worried, would he be able to play that much in one day? And obviously fine. And you think about all the Masters parties this weekend. Our good friend RJ Ochoa, who hosts the Morning Huddle with Rob Thompson. And we've been giving that guy crap all week because he said he was going to smoke pulled pork for the weekend, which you either do a pork butt or a pork shoulder and you create,
sure,
pulled pork. He just sent a photo of his pulled pork.
Yeah, well, it was.
Yeah,
it looked good.
It does. It looks good.
He just hasn't pulled it yet.
No. And I saw this morning watching on YouTube, he's wearing the same shirt I'm wearing today.
Oh, yeah, the little Master shirt there.
The Master shirt.
Now,
that he actually bought me when he was at the Masters.
Okay, all right. That's nice.
I've never been.
I've never been either.
But RJ went and spent $1 gazillion in the gift shop and was nice enough to buy me a shirt that I wear Masters week, sometimes St. Patrick's Day, because I don't have a lot of green in the wardrobe. But it's one of those shirts that you wear and everybody's like, oh man, what was it like? I didn't go.
Yeah.
I didn't go. See, and then I think about like David Chancellor from News 4. He's gone to the Masters.
Right.
And I'm trying to remember if he actually went to one of the rounds or if it was just one of the practice rounds that he was lucky enough to get tickets for. But Chance, especially when he worked here at the radio station or, obviously at his time at News 4, this is like Christmas for him. Yeah, I mean, he takes the days off. You don't bother him. Don't call him. Don't text him. He's all in on the Masters. And he just posted that his wife bought him the Taste of the Masters.
Nice.
And he posted a new tradition unlike any other because the pimento cheese has been delivered right to his house.
Wow. So it's the Masters experience, right? All the stuff that you can buy if you're there at the Masters, you can order that.
You can order that
to your house.
Well, yes, you get the chocolate moon pies. He's got those. And admittedly, I'm not a fan of moon pies.
You're not?
I'm not.
I'm okay with those.
It's just marshmallow. I mean,
well, yeah, with chocolate around it. Yeah.
I just
I don't like s'mores. You do s'mores?
Every now and then, but I'm not the biggest marshmallow guy. So s'mores aren't really, I'll do the chocolate and the graham cracker. Just leave out the marshmallows, right?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Then again, I don't camp much, so
I don't camp at all. So
I'm not around s'mores. But looking at this Masters in a box, because I know it's available. I know RJ has done this. I've heard other people that said that, but I've never seen what the actual kit looks like when it comes to your house. You get a certificate that looks like you could frame this.
Wow.
And knowing Chance, he will frame this. Time to celebrate the Masters. It looks like one of those certificates your kid might come home with, like they're the Good Citizen Award winner, and you put it on the fridge. But it's very fancy looking. The cups, all of it looks good. So don't bother David Chancellor this weekend. Don't tweet him.
Don't bother.
Don't text him.
No.
Don't go by his house. Leave him alone. He'll be busy.
I'm actually going to a Masters watch party on Sunday. Friend of ours, and he ordered the same thing. So I'll get to experience that.
Now, you're not a fan of pimento cheese.
Not really. I mean, it's not something that it's not like a gizzard but I'll eat it, but it's, it's not something I would order or go buy at the store and come home and make a pimento cheese sandwich.
Is it one of those, though, like you're watching the Masters, you're eating pimento cheese, it's good like once a year?
Yeah.
It's
okay.
And if it's the Masters pimento cheese, it's that kind of week you feel like you're trying to experience it as much as you can being at Augusta. I got the official Masters pimento cheese, and that sandwich is great. But a pimento cheese sandwich in July is like, why in the hell am I eating this?
Yeah. Well, I won't be eating that in July. That won't be happening.
Now, it's too late to order the Masters in a box and get it delivered.
Right. I don't know what the time frame is, but yeah.
Now, I do know that our buddy Joe over at Tri-County Meat Market, they do sell pimento cheese. They have their pimento cheese and then Master Style. And he says there's an ingredient difference in Master Style.
So go to Tri-County Meat Market and get that.
You just don't get the fancy logo tin.
Right.
And it's a hell of a lot cheaper than having it delivered.
Have your kid draw one. It'd be fine. Oh, the tin. Is it a tin or is it a plastic?
It's a plastic tub. Hell, I don't know.
Well, it's probably the same one Joe has at Tri-County.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have the fan. I mean, the Masters logo is damn near perfect.
Well, it's great.
It's a great logo. Your kid's not probably going to draw that. But you could print one out and pretend if you really wanted to.
Keep them busy. Tell them to keep trying.
Because you're watching golf.
Exactly.
Yeah. Keep drawing. Good Lord. Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Speaking of the Masters, and maybe while in between bites of a pimento cheese sandwich, did you hear Jim Nantz this morning?
He knows it. He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up. DeChambeau.
What? Maybe Jim was trying out the liquid, whatever whatever drink what is the drink of the Master? Just beer? There's got to be something. I mean, like the Kentucky Derby has the mint juleps.
Yeah.
The Masters has to have something.
I don't know. Somebody that's been to the Masters, is there a special Masters cocktail?
Gotta be. That's the Masters, for goodness sake.
Well, if not, every bar I know needs to have a ticklish little bitch shot.
I agree. There you go. It's an azalea. Oh, it's the azalea. Now, Pledge has just pulled this up. It's the official cocktail of the Masters.
It's
doesn't
pretty
give
and
a
look
recipe,
delicious
though.
is
Yeah.
the description, but it doesn't say what it is.
Yeah. Well, it looks like, maybe some vodka and something with flowers in it.
Great. Is it refreshing?
It looks refreshing. Yes.
They do post a lot of photos of the prices at the concession stands, like the sandwich and the chips. I've never seen beer prices at the Masters posted.
Got to be $15, $12 to $15, right?
$5.
That's it.
Pledge just found them.
Wow.
So even the concessions
it cost you
there,
$1 million to get in.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, it's part of it. $5 for a beer at an event.
That's pretty good.
All right, there's the recipe. Can you read that?
It's kind of at an angle.
2 ounces of lemon juice, 2 ounces of pineapple juice, 4 ounces of vodka,
nice.
A 1/4 ounce of grenadine.
4 ounces of vodka.
Yeah, double that.
Jeez, that's a quadruple.
Well,
wow.
It's not a shot, sir.
No, it's 4 shots.
It was a big glass. You got to fill it up.
Was it a big glass?
Well, the photo that Pledge showed, yeah.
Well,
sounds like a good drink to me. How much was that? $5?
I bet you that one's not $5.
Yeah, that one didn't have a price point next to it.
I'm sure that's maybe $35.
At that point, does it matter?
Well, when in Rome, right? I mean, what the hell?
Need to get that on the menu over at the Roo Pub ASAP for this weekend. Chip, get on it.
Yes, get on it.
Get on it. And just call it a ticklish little bitch.
Ticklish little bitch.
The Jim Nance. The Jim Nance.
You got the Wimby burger at the Roo Pub. Now you can have the ticklish little bitch.
There's a ticklish little bitch coming up.
By Jim Nance.
Exactly.
Dude, you know, if Chip's hearing us, he's saying,
that's a good idea, Jim.
That's a great idea, Jim.
There's a ticklish little bitch coming up.
Yes. Oh, it's a great idea, Jim. Sure is.
There you go, Pledge.
Good job, Jim Nance.
Mm-hmm. You know, I thought it was funny yesterday in our conversation with Nancy Lieberman, which, by the way, if you missed, it was incredible. Her story about Kobe Bryant was incredible. Go listen to it. The audio vault powered by AA Best Bail Bonds at sasportstar.com. But she kept talking about, she told the story about Caitlin Clark, who always called her the GOAT. And she's like, quit calling me a farm animal, which I thought was funny because the GOAT conversation, there are so many GOATs out there. And when you think GOAT, greatest of all time, you know, there's far too many. I mean,
there's too many.
It's watered down a little bit. But there is a story right now about GOATs and not farm animals. One Michael Jordan teammate claims no NBA player actually thinks LeBron is the GOAT. People say LeBron is the GOAT, but he's not. Everybody calls MJ the GOAT in the current NBA, not LeBron.
Yeah, well, and a lot of the older players do. And think about it now. Kwame Brown, who was,
Kwame Brown.
He had his 5 minutes, right? I mean,
3.5.
Well, okay,
yeah.
But he says LeBron controls the media.
Well, he does.
He does. He controls the entire NBA for that matter. So, yeah, Michael Jordan is the best to ever play. I mean, let's just get that off the table right now. Everybody knows it. Kwame Brown is reinforcing it. Guys like Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, even Shaquille O'Neal say the same thing.
Yeah. Of course, Kwame Brown was the number 1 overall pick. Michael Jordan made that selection. So, of course, Kwame is like, dude, you made me the number 1 pick. You're the GOAT.
Yeah, sure.
But Jordan is the
Jordan's
GOAT.
the GOAT, dude.
Tom Brady's also a GOAT.
Yes.
And Tom Brady loves attention because he's talking now about, well, you know, I could still play.
One day there's a situation, right? Maybe it's the 49ers, maybe, you know, heading to the playoffs. Offense is great.
Patriots,
somebody
Raiders,
look,
could be, you never know.
God forbid somebody goes down. Would you pick up that phone?
I'm not opposed to it.
Wow.
If they would, I don't know if they're going to let me if I become an owner in an NFL team, but I don't know if, I don't know. I'm always going to be in good shape. Always be able to throw the ball. So to come in for a little bit, like MJ coming back, I don't know if they let me, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
You know what? Would it surprise you if somebody, I don't know, 8 weeks, 10 weeks into the season, they lose their quarterback? Hey, Tom, how you feeling?
You know, he said that on the Deep Cuts podcast, and he just keeps enough out there that he could come back and play. I find it interesting that he mentioned the Patriots. 1, because they suck, and they're going to. 2, Belichick is gone.
Yeah.
Which makes it even more interesting. If Brady went back to the Patriots and was successful without Bill, holy cow, those storylines. San Francisco got mentioned, and all I'm thinking is Dallas.
Wow.
Dallas?
Hey.
I mean, I'd much rather have Tom Brady than, I don't know, Trey Lance.
Or
if something were to
Dak
happen
Prescott.
to Dak. Stop.
I'm just
Stop.
wondering. You know, it's funny
Stop.
about that you say that. I was going to bring this up during the break, but in Cowboys Wire, there is a mock draft that has a juicy little trade in it involving one number 4.
Well, let's talk about that.
We will talk about
coming
that.
up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, because it is that time of year where you can talk about all kinds of juicy trades. That's all spaghetti on the wall. Now, if you want to talk about fantastic meat, something that you're going to be able to put on your grill this weekend while watching the Masters, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. They're 2 great locations locally owned and full service. You need a pork shoulder for this weekend, they've got you. You want to do some beef ribs or a brisket, maybe a picanha, they'll get you taken care of. Pork ribs, they've got it. Their sausage, the picanha, their burgers, those brisket burgers they have. Maybe you just want to do hot dogs this weekend. They've got the best hot dogs on the planet. They're at Tri-County Meat Market. They have what you need with the quality you expect. And if you want to do pimento cheese sandwiches, they've got pimento cheese. They're at Tri-County Meat Market. Their blend and master-style pimento cheese. You can always take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25. And at Tri-County, they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
It's the 2024 NFL Draft on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
We're the 24th pick. The Dallas Cowboys select
April 25th, 26th, and 27th. Join 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star for this year's NFL Draft. Live from Detroit.
I love the tenacity and the aggression with which he plays. He is a mauler.
Who do the Cowboys and Texans pick? Does Jerry make a splash? Who goes number 1? And who's the next Mr. Irrelevant?
the Houston Texans select C.J. Stroud.
You don't ever want to pass on the guy you ought to be taking there, but still be position
I
selected.
thought Sauce Gardner would be the first corner, but you go back to 2019, and that version of Derek Stingley is as good as anybody in this entire draft class.
Find out right here on your exclusive home for the NFL Draft. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are high interest payments becoming too much to bear? Luckily, there's a way for consumers struggling with over $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans to significantly reduce the amount they owe if they qualify. Qualifying for this debt relief program, which the credit card companies prefer to keep secret, will only require you to pay back a fraction of what you owe with one affordable monthly payment. You don't have to file bankruptcy or need a debt consolidation loan. Consumers can now take advantage of this financial debt relief during the current economic downturn and rising inflation. If you owe $10,000 or even $500,000 in credit card debt or personal loans, call the Debt Relief Advocates Helpline now for this free information and to see if you qualify. Call 800-535-1301. 800-535-1301. Again, that's 800-535-1301.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
That doesn't sound good.
Paper shredder's jammed, but I think I fixed it.
Oh, well, try shredding these $50 bills then.
Seems like it's working.
Better try another $400.
Stop. Instead of using money, use regular paper. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Febreze. Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, you know I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
Shop our best savings for spring during Spring Fest at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off, plus save an extra $150 on every $1,500 you spend on select major appliances. And save on premium 2 cubic foot mulch. Get 5 bags for just $10. Because Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid to 4/17. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details. Premium mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass? Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text DRAFT to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text DRAFT to 200-300 right now. Text the word DRAFT to 200-300. Don't wait. Text DRAFT to 200-300.
This is the home of the Aggies. This is Andrew Monaco. You're locked on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, watching the Masters, this guy was kind of behind the TV tower. I'd have been worried I'd have hit the tower and it's coming back at me, hit me in the face.
That was your guy, Schauffele. He came up a little short.
Yeah, but it didn't come back at him.
No, it didn't.
That's the important thing. It is the Blitz here on at 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Friday afternoon. If you're listening on the radio, online at sasportstar.com, watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. You can also comment there.
Oh, absolutely. And people do.
People are having their own conversations in there sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah. So it's a nice little community in there.
Entertaining place.
Yes.
Sort of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. It works. All right. So 2 weeks from today, we will talk about what was happening in the first round of the draft.
Uh-huh.
So it's the time of year where truly you should believe nothing that you hear. It is lying season. It is BS season.
Sure.
It is every analyst, every writer, every talk show, every website, every podcaster, every blogger, everybody's throwing out all kinds of scenarios.
It's so much fun, though.
It is. It's a fun season that could take you down a rabbit hole. So let's go down one.
So is this a rabbit hole? Now, this is Cowboys Wire from USA Today.
Okay.
It's their mock draft.
Who wrote this?
They just, well, let me see who wrote this. I'll have to get back up to the top here.
Yeah.
1 second, because I was at the Cowboys thing.
Okay.
I don't know. Doesn't say.
All right.
I'm sure it does somewhere.
That's credible.
Well, I mean, it's USA Today, for goodness sake.
Well,
so
I mean, yeah.
I figure they're credible.
Well, USA Today is. This is just the
Cowboys Wire.
This is like an offshoot of that. You know?
Okay, well, it's fun anyway.
But it's there. I mean, it's an interesting trade idea.
Well, it is. So just to give you an idea, they're pretty standard, pretty chalk, as you would say. The first pick, they've got Caleb Williams going to the Bears, but they have the Commanders taking Drake May at number 2, and then New England with Jaden Daniels. Having said all of that, we will roll down here to pick number 12.
Okay.
And do you know who has pick number 12, Jason?
That would be, the Denver Broncos.
It would be.
Okay.
So according to this, in their scenario, the Denver Broncos would trade with the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
And get one quarterback, Dak Prescott.
Okay.
In return, the Cowboys would receive pick number 12, pick number 121, a 2025 first rounder, a 2025 second rounder, and a fourth rounder in 2026.
Okay. Let's see.
Tell me what's wrong with that scenario.
Well, I mean, all the people that wanted Sean Payton to work with Dak Prescott would get their wish. It would just be with a different D, Denver instead of Dallas.
Uh-huh.
Do we get a Jarrett Stidham in return? Isn't Ben DiNucci with the Broncos right now? I mean, I look at that and I look at if the Cowboys were going to make a trade involving Dak Prescott, the domino effect of who's going to be the quarterback this season. It's not Trey Lance.
Well, it would be most likely.
Well, see,
in this scenario,
well,
I think it probably would be.
Well, where's the domino effect? I mean, because there's all those different reports about, Derek Carr getting traded to the Cowboys, which
wants that.
Well, and again, I mean, would you rather have Derek Carr or Trey Lance? So, I mean, again, since we're going down rabbit holes and
that's what we're doing. It's Friday. Come on.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if you want to dive in as well.
Yes.
If that were to happen, that would be a nice haul in return. But at number 12, are the quarterbacks that you truly think are going to be franchise quarterbacks going to be there? And if you're thinking Bo Nix or you're thinking of Michael Penix, I don't know that you need to trade with Denver to get those guys. I don't know if you need to trade with anybody to get those guys if you're sitting at number 24.
You take them in the first round just with your own pick. That's what you're saying?
If that's who you're going to take at 12, you're not trading up to 12 to get one of those guys.
Well, they're not saying that the Cowboys would take a quarterback there. They're going offensive lineman.
Okay.
Some dude out of Penn State named Olu Fashanu.
Yeah, good job.
I'm sure that's somewhere in the neighborhood.
Practice that before he's on with us 2 weeks from today.
That's what they project. So they get that number 12. They take a kid out of Penn State, big offensive lineman. Couple of problems with this, the way that I see it. Number one, Dak would have to agree to this.
Sure.
And of course, you go play with the greatest coach in the history of greatest coaches, at least according to him in his own mind.
Now, let's also keep in mind the Denver Broncos are still paying a boatload of money
and
to
there's
Russell
the other
Wilson.
one. Yes.
So could they even pull this trade off and sign Dak to an extension?
Would they want to, or do they still have a little fear of quarterbacks?
I mean, at some point, though, if Dak gets traded and agrees to a trade for this upcoming year, I got to believe that he only okays the trade because they also have the extension ready to go.
Sure.
So this idea of going to Denver is not happening.
Well, the only thing that makes it attractive, I would think, to a Dak Prescott would be the fact that Sean Payton's there, and he's a quarterback whisperer. He could get Dak done.
Well, and remember,
he could get him over the hump in the playoffs.
I mean, if you believe Mike Florio in his book, he was going to be the coach of the Cowboys.
He was.
I mean, there was a trade in the works. It was a done deal.
Yes.
So that ain't happening. None of that makes sense.
Well, it doesn't because of the things that we just mentioned. Now, I think Dak might okay that deal if things lined up. I think he might do that. But again, the Walmart folks would have to sell a lot of, toys to make sure that they would be able to pay Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott.
I am not worried about the Walmart folks, but you just drew a line that's a possibility that you didn't even realize you were doing. You got a couple of Arkansas owners getting together that could be helping each other out.
That? How about that?
So that ain't happening.
Well, I'm just saying, I thought it was interesting because I always look at these mock drafts, and when this one just came up, I'm looking at it, I'm going, okay, that makes sense. And I went, oh,
yeah,
interesting.
It is interesting, and you're going to hear a lot of these kind of stories over the next couple of weeks. That one just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, which actually might make all the sense in the world when it involves the Cowboys. From a Denver standpoint, sure, you would love to have a guy like Dak Prescott.
Sure.
As much money as you're paying Sean Payton, give him a legit quarterback that he could work with and go win with. But at the same time, they're a long ways off from paying more quarterbacks because of what they're on the hook for with Russell Wilson. You talk about being in cap hell. They are in cap hell. Now, if they were to include a Jarrett Stidham, the Cowboys have to get somebody in return that could make and be a legit starting quarterback. It's not Trey Lance. It's not Cooper Rush. That's where some of those rumors involving a Derek Carr could make sense. Derek Carr would not be a bad option if Dak is not in the picture. Well, now Dak is better than Derek Carr.
Dak's not going to New Orleans.
Well, he's a Louisiana guy.
He's not going to New Orleans.
But you think he could end up in Denver?
Well, Denver's a hell of a lot better place than New Orleans. Plus, that gets him to the AFC.
Yes, the AFC that is loaded with, I don't know,
just saying.
Patrick Mahomes, C.J. Stroud. Let's see, who else do you have? Is Buffalo still in the mix?
Josh Allen.
We got, well, yeah, but are they still in the mix, or are they down this year?
Aaron Rodgers?
Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers is there.
Afraid?
Well,
is he afraid?
No.
If he's the quarterback
But
that he thinks he is, he should want to go over there and compete with those guys.
Do you listen to yourself sometimes?
I'm just saying.
I mean, it gets him to the AFC. It's not easier over there than it is where he is. So, and again, because you hate the city of New Orleans for whatever reason,
yes. Uh-huh.
most people enjoy New Orleans. New Orleans is a great city.
Sure.
He is a Louisiana guy.
Uh-huh.
He could go home.
Sure.
He could.
Yeah, I'd rather go with Trey Lance.
That's why you're not a general manager, Joe.
You got to see what you got. That's what Jerry's thinking.
Do you?
Sure. What's Denver going to do? They need a quarterback.
They got Jarrett Stidham.
Okay, they
And
need a
got
quarterback,
Ben
right?
DiNucci.
Yeah,
They
need a quarterback.
They got the Nooch.
So what are they going to do at number 12? If you're saying that all the other guys are going to be gone and Bo Nix and Michael Penix would be a bad place to draft one of those guys. What are they going to do?
Have you seen any other mock drafts taking Denver taking a quarterback at 12?
Well, they need one.
I do think Denver works a trade, or I wouldn't be surprised if Denver worked a trade
and moved up.
But they're moving up to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
If they're eyeing a quarterback.
Yes.
You know, there's going to be a run on quarterbacks early.
It's going to be interesting. And I'll tell you what, of the 4 that are going to go, I would be surprised if 2 of them are impact players.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's high on Caleb Williams, but he's going to the Bears. Although they've added some weapons over there, and so they're helping him out a little bit. But I've heard generational talent when it comes to him.
Well, and you've heard, who's it? Merrill Hodge called Drake May a a coach killer. Right. What is Jaden Daniels going to do?
Drake May is Sam Howell. And they're the same guy.
Yeah, so I mean, there's that's what's fun over the next couple of weeks is the smoke signals. Just go back a year. A year ago, it was the Texans were all in on Bryce.
Everybody was.
And nobody wanted CJ.
They ought to put a statue out front of NRG of Davis Mills. They ought to put a statue up of that guy for throwing that touchdown pass to Brandon Cooks that killed me, but it saved that franchise.
Mm-hmm. Right next to the Lovie Smith statue.
Davis Mills.
And the Bill O'Brien
for mayor
statue.
Of Houston.
And the Deshaun Watson statue, because none of this is, well, what position would Deshaun be in his statue? None of this would be possible for the Texans right now.
You'd have to build 2 statues for Deshaun, one of him and one for his masseuse.
The happy baby. That's gross. Gross.
Happy baby. Yes.
Don't let Pledge Google image that for you if you don't know what that is.
I know what it is.
All right, be careful out there.
Yeah.
You don't want to Google that.
Yeah, if you're at work, I would suggest wait till you get home.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Well, Deshaun might be a ticklish little bitch.
Can we hear from Jim Nantz today?
There's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
I can't believe Jim Nantz said that about the Masters.
Awesome, man.
That is awesome.
There's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
That's what he said.
Deshaun Watson.
There's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sure that made Deshaun smile.
I'm sure. Giggle like a baby. Is that the idea?
You're so
Kicking
bad.
his feet and his arms. He might have had one of those little mobiles up ahead.
Are you entertaining yourself over there?
I'm having a great time.
It's Friday. Isn't it?
Come on.
Mm-hmm. Something that you might not think about on a Friday, but you probably do need to think about is making sure you're keeping up with going to the dentist on a regular basis. If it's been a while since you've been to the dentist, if you need a new dentist, you need to go see my dentist, Dr. Smith, over at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. SmileStructure.com is the website. Whether it's a Friday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday, you can go online and book your appointment. And while you're at SmileStructure.com, you can see all the services that they do, and they do everything there. All your dentistry needs, from general dentistry to oral surgery, Smile Structure does it all. They are a general and family dental practice. Fillings, dental implants, wisdom teeth extraction. If you break a tooth over the weekend, you know you need to get in and get that fixed. If you've got a toothache, go to Smile Structure. They will get you taken care of. Maybe you're thinking about doing Invisalign. I started week 9. I put my 9th tray in today of the 21-week Invisalign process. Incredible the difference in 9 weeks I'm already seeing. If your kids need braces, go to Smile Structure. If you've got a dentist that has suggested a whole bunch of work, you want a second opinion, go to Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. They are veteran-owned and operated. Great people. They offer discounts to uninsured veterans. Medicaid and all PPO insurance is accepted, and they do offer a dental savings plan if you don't have dental insurance. Right now, you can get a free exam and x-rays when you mention 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. They do have 5 San Antonio area locations. Learn more, book your appointment online, SmileStructure.com. That's SmileStructure.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, the season is done. We'll look back on a Spurs letdown. Did they finish with 21? We'll talk all about the Wemby era's beginning and where we go to next. The Masters done too.
Plus, the Roadrunners have a new coach. Coach Claunch will join us at 8:30. You do not want to miss it. The Morning Huddle starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, poker players, the Big Blind is open. With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. Whether you are seeking high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Rue Pub, offers daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop. Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Texas weather this time of year means storms, wind, rain, and hail. You know, if you were hit with the recent storms and you think you have roof damage, don't make the situation worse by putting your faith in one of those out-of-town storm chasers. Work with a local roofing company with years of experience. Work with a company whose people live in our area and deal with the same weather we do. That's Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net. Buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. M61, visit staples.com/print for details.
Gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix.
Happy Friday, everybody. We made it.
We made it to the weekend.
We made it.
We made it to the weekend.
Yep.
New UTSA basketball coach Austin Claunch is going to join us in about an hour from right now.
Nice. Looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Talk some college basketball with him. The state of college basketball coming off a Final Four run.
Yeah. He's got to be happy about that. Yeah, you leave on a high note like that.
Yeah.
You get beat by the national champion.
I don't know that's how we're going to introduce him, but yeah.
Well, I didn't say to introduce him that way. I was still kind of like, if you get beat, don't you kind of want the person that or the team that beat you to just win it all?
No.
No?
No. Does it matter at that point?
Well,
does it make it sting a little less?
It kind of does, yeah.
All right.
Well, at least they won, and we got beat by the champions.
Sure.
We were right there.
Oh, you just celebrate you made it to the Final Four.
Well, I'm sure he would tell us, Coach Claunch, that we weren't there just to make it, Jason. We were there to win the whole damn thing.
Yes, coach speak. And he's at UTSA hoping to cut down nets as well.
Well.
And that's the goal.
Sure.
That's the goal.
Good. I'm looking forward to talking to him.
It's going to be fun to talk to him. The Spurs aren't cutting down nets anytime soon, although they will take the nets down on Sunday put them away for the offseason.
They will. Yes, they will.
Will they get 21 wins between now and when we're talking to you on Monday afternoon?
I'm going to say yes, because they've got Detroit on Sunday. So
no chance at winning tonight?
There's a pretty good I would say no.
Okay.
Because Denver has something to play for. They're still battling for the number 1 seed in the West. Malachi Branham is out with a concussion. But Wemby's going to play, it looks like.
Wemby's going to play against the Joker. This could be a last-ditch effort of winning Defensive Player of the Year.
You think so?
If he goes out and has an incredible game tonight, regardless of what the Spurs do, but if Wemby is fantastic defensively tonight, like the last time he played Denver, then yeah, as voters put in their ballots this weekend, that's going to be fresh in their mind. That could help.
Well, sure,
it could help.
It could help.
It could help.
It could.
And just everything that you're hearing about Wemby from everybody for that matter, but Draymond Green on his podcast, says basically, Wemby is his favorite young player right now.
My favorite young player in the league right now. Don't we all love the thought of what Wemby can possibly become? And the thing I love most about Wemby is he does it on both ends. Affects the game in an elite way on both sides of the ball. Somebody said something last week, like, how scary is it that this is the worst season of Wemby's career? Very scary for everybody. And like I said before, if Wemby never grows offensively, he's already an all-star NBA player. if he never grows offensively, because of how elite he is defensively, he's already an all-star NBA player just off that alone. So,
yeah, I mean,
and he's going to get better. We know that. That's the crazy thing.
He is going to get better, and he will get better as they add pieces around him. He's going to get better. I mean, look how much better he got. Sincerely, his game grew when Trey Jones became the starting point guard and not Jeremy Sohan.
It's amazing what a real point guard will do.
Sincerely, right? I mean, his game changed completely. And Hall of Fame coach Greg Popovich, but that was a fumble.
It was a fumble, a big-time fumble. And you wonder how many wins they would have had if Trey Jones started at point guard at the beginning of the year, as somebody on this show, me, suggested way back then. Now, you look at the growth of his game, and you hear that from a guy like Draymond Green, Rudy Gobert on the JJ Redick podcast, talking about what Wemby, and he's known Wemby since Wemby was 13, 14 years old. The fact that he's doing what he's doing at 19.
Take away the size, the length, and all that. I just love the kid, and I want nothing but the best for him. He knows he realizes his potential, but he also realizes that it's only work and dedication that's going to get him where he wants to go and where he wants to be, and he's doing it. So it's I've never seen a 19-year-old with that kind of occasion before.
Well, he's actually 20 years old.
Well, he had a birthday, but he's still 19.
But can you hear Rudy? He's wee-wee. He's very good, but I'm going to be Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes, last time I'm going to win this thing. Don't take my trophy. Don't you do it. I do think they beat Detroit on Sunday and they get 21 wins.
I would hope so.
Well, I mean, and that's assuming that Wemby plays on Sunday.
Well, he may not play on Sunday. That's a possibility. But I'm just saying that
Sunday home game, he better.
Detroit's going to be halfway to Mexico.
They're already there.
That team does not give a damn.
No, and Denver does. They're playing for seeding, and you look at the variety of the fact that the playoffs are getting underway next week, which
it's incredible, isn't it?
It's incredible that we're in the season, and for the Spurs, it's about the off season. And the reality is, as we sit here about to wrap up the regular season, this could be and should be one of the more interesting off seasons in Spurs franchise history.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? You've got a player in Wemby that looks ready to take over the league with the right people around him.
Yes.
When you hear these reports from somebody like Windhorst that says, well, they might not do anything. They're eyeing the 25 draft. That makes my head want to explode.
Yes, me too.
You've got money. You've got draft capital. You don't have to wait. Now, Pop's talked about not skipping steps. All right, whatever that means.
I don't know what that means.
But you can certainly, as Wemby said, run up the stairs. You can run. You don't have to walk. We don't have to crawl. The fact that we're coming up on 5 straight seasons without a playoff appearance.
Well, I just think you'd be wasting Wembanyama another season if you don't start to do stuff. I'm sure he's a very patient young man, but he wants to win. I mean, can you imagine the having his name attached to the worst record in franchise history? I think would have killed the young man. I mean, I think it would have taken a while to get over that. And skipping steps, I don't know what that means, but look, and I'm not saying you have to go out and get a Trae Young. You don't have to do that. If you don't want to blow all your draft capital and pay big money, and you want 2025, which is supposed to be a better draft, then go get some veteran pieces that can help this team come together. I still think Devin Vassell's a big part of the future of this basketball team. But I think they need to add some quality pieces, some guys that can shoot, other guys that can play defense, for goodness sake.
Yeah, well, there's that.
I mean, because they really only have one of those guys right now.
When you look at the idea of what this offseason can be, if it's Cowboy-like, Spurs fans are going to lose their minds.
No doubt.
And it's weird because there are two groups of Spurs fans right now, and I find this fascinating. Because you have some that are very much in Pop we trust. If it takes 3 years, it takes 3 years. And then you have others that are more like you and me. Expedite this thing. we should be competing. Now, next year, depending on what they do, am I expecting a title? No. But a playoff appearance, maybe a second round, a better basketball team, a more enjoyable basketball team to watch, wins, I don't know, more than 500. The idea of free agents wanting to come to San Antonio.
And they will.
And they will.
Yes.
They will want to come to San Antonio. And the Spurs have the money. And the Spurs are so close to the best that truly nobody has an idea what their plan is inside that building over there. That we don't know. You know, Ryan Windhorst can say, I spent a weekend in San Antonio and this is what I came away with. I'm not buying it.
No.
You know, whatever you're reading, whatever you're watching on TV, whatever you're listening to on the radio, we might talk to somebody, but we don't know. I mean, they just keep things so close to the vest that we don't truly have an idea of what their offseason plans are. Sure, they're eyeing the 25 draft. Well, you know, every team out there is looking ahead for, you know, the who's going to be available in this draft, that draft, and the one after that. All right, so that doesn't surprise me. I'm sure they're targeting somebody in that draft. My hope is whoever they're thinking, we're not good enough to get, or we're not bad enough to get that player.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, the fans that think that way, well, it could be a 2 or 3 year run. What are we going to tank again next year? Is that what you want? And it's just, you got to expedite this thing. The years and the time of waiting 4 or 5 years for things to develop is just gone. And Pop wants to praise Oklahoma City. They didn't wait. They went out and made a big trade, and their big draft pick and Chet Holmgren, he's only in his second year. Technically, he's still a rookie. So they didn't wait. They didn't sit back and wait. They went out and made some moves, and look at them. Now they're vying for the number 1 seed in the West.
We don't start the suckage clock over because we have Wemby. I mean, we are 5 years in of no playoffs, right? Devin Vassell's on a second contract.
Right.
Keldon is on a second contract. So when I look at that, and I know it's still a very young basketball team, and that's fine, but it's not like these guys haven't been pros for a couple of years.
Yep.
And I think that is what has me so damn frustrated about this season is they were bad last year trying to lose. This year you add Wemby, and they're equally as bad, which is embarrassing. Actually,
they're worse.
They won't get as, unless they beat Denver and Detroit, they won't be as good as they were last year, which is god awful to say out loud.
Look, I could see the first half of the season, November, December, maybe even some of January, just everybody finding their way. But what surprises me is that they didn't put it together, although they did play better after the All-Star break, but didn't put it together and string some wins together. Because by that time, everybody knows what they need to do. And Wemby, obviously, the last part of the season has played fantastic. And that's what surprises me, that the wins didn't come later in the season.
Well, and they lost a lot of close games. I mean, it'd be interesting to go through, of all their losses, how many were single digits, how many they could have won, and how frustrated we were watching dumb basketball plays.
Yes, there were
down
some
the
of that.
stretch, that some of those games that could have been wins, and not that ultimately it matters. This wasn't a playoff team. If you finish in the bottom 3, you got another chance at a lottery pick. Although this year's draft not near as good. Although that big kid from UConn is declared for the NBA draft. So here's another one. People are going to say Spurs.
Yeah, of course they are.
He could be the number 1 overall pick.
Well, he could be.
He could be.
Because this draft is weak. I mean, I expect Zach Edey to be drafted somewhere in the top 10.
Ugh.
Because the draft is weak. And so we'll see. I just don't think Edey's going to be an NBA player, at least not right away. Maybe he develops into one, but he's just not. He's one-dimensional.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star coming up at 4:35. New UTSA head basketball coach Austin Claunch. He will join us here on the Blitz. Plus, we've got some NIOSA tickets to give away. So stick around. That coming up here on the Blitz, and a Masters update. Now, with NIOSA, Fiesta is right around the corner. It's a Friday. You have your weekend plans. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. It's a Fiesta right around the corner. You want to keep that number handy, whether it's for Fiesta, you're down at the coast, up in Dallas, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
Puro San Antonio football returns to the Alamo Dome this Sunday as they take on the St. Louis Battlehawks. Let's pack the dome and join the herd in the best seats at the best prices, now starting at $15.50. Led by legendary head coach Wade Phillips and quarterback Chase Garbers. Experience the excitement. Head to theufl.com to buy your Brahmas tickets today. It's the Brahmas versus the Battlehawks Sunday. Kickoff in the Dome is at 2. Get your tickets now at theufl.com. Vamos Brahmas!
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
That doesn't sound good.
Paper shredder's jammed, but I think I fixed it.
Oh, well, try shredding these $50 bills then.
Seems like it's working.
Better try another $400.
Stop. Instead of using money, use regular paper. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states. And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
That doesn't sound good.
Paper shredder's jammed, but I think I fixed it.
Oh, well, try shredding these $50 bills then.
Seems like it's working.
Better try another $400.
Stop. Instead of using money, use regular paper. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Febreze.
Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, you know I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Cowboys are on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
We have a tie at the top of the leaderboard in the Masters. It is round number 2. Scotty Scheffler, Bryson DeChambeau, both at -7. If you haven't heard the news, Tiger Woods will be around for the weekend. He makes the cut for the 24th consecutive time at Augusta. That's incredible. Spurs have 2 games remaining in their season. Beginning tonight against the Denver Nuggets, Wemby's playing. Malachi Branham out with a concussion.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Weekend is here.
It is here. Wow. Almost.
Well,
for some people it is.
We got a couple hours.
Couple hours.
And then we are officially on the weekend.
Here. Yeah.
Oh, weekend, I don't have plans, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I'm in a Frito pie judging contest
tomorrow morning, bright and early.
Like 10.
Is Frito pie breakfast?
It will be tomorrow.
Will be tomorrow. Nice.
There's something going on over at Alamo Heights Junior High. And I don't know what it is.
It's a Frito pie judging contest.
Well, there's other things going on over there too, but I don't know what the event is or what the deal. I just know I was asked to judge, and I'm in.
Well, yeah,
I'm in.
They said Frito pie, and you said, yeah.
I've been training for this my entire life. I mean, if there was ever an event that was meant for me to judge, this is it.
Then I'm thinking Alamo Heights. This ain't no Wolf brand.
No, it better not. Well,
it's going to be the good stuff.
Well, Wolf brand could do all right. I'm expecting some homemade chili.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting Hormel. See, Hormel probably won't win.
Well, Hormel's not good.
Homemade might. Wolf would have an opportunity. But it's everything. It's the Frito. Don't go buy some knockoff Fritos. It's the chili. It's the cheese. I don't know. I haven't been given the rules on. Are we judging based on looks and presentation and taste? Are people going to try to put too much into it?
Is there a presentation for a Frito pie?
Well, absolutely.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you cut a bag of Fritos open and pour the chili on top and you're good to go.
Well, it's Alamo Heights. I expect, like real bowls and real forks.
Exactly. I mean, the fine china.
If you give me a spork, you're probably going to get deducted on points.
Wow, no sporks. You heard it right here.
I'm just saying.
And it's got no plastic either. I mean, come on, it's got to be real.
I mean, it is Alamo Heights.
Exactly.
I expect cloth napkins when I show up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Little champagne. I mean, well, it's middle school.
It's middle school. So beer.
They used to have a thing called the Chilympiad in San Marcos.
Yeah.
Where it's a big, huge chili cook-off. And we'd go there, and you were usually pretty tipsy by 7 a.m.
Pretty tipsy.
By then, yeah.
You're blacked out.
But I mean,
it's Chilympiad.
And you'd go around
Texas State.
You'd go around and you taste everybody else's chili. And a lot of times it would taste like spaghetti sauce. It was horrible.
Well, if it was somebody from Ohio, then that's what their chili tastes like.
I don't think it was Ohio.
I'm just saying, if somebody was from Ohio, their chilies, and they're famous for their chili, they claim, is a little runny that way, and it's a little bit more like spaghetti sauce.
Well, I was looking for the noodles. Like, what the hell? Where's the noodles and garlic bread?
Yeah. If somebody shows up with Frito pie and it looks more like hot dog juice instead of chili, we got problems.
Well, it's going to be interesting. I can't wait for the stories on Monday.
Well, it's good. I just hope they have some Tums there and some good cold refreshments to wash down
You're
the
not
chili.
going to need Tums.
No, man, I've got an iron stomach.
You'll be
I'm
fine.
good.
You'll be fine.
Now, if somebody has something that's so damn hot, I can't eat it. That's my biggest fear in a contest like this.
Please, somebody do that.
Well,
please.
I won't eat it.
Well, you won't know.
Well, I mean, if I start to sweat just smelling it, I'm probably not gonna take a bite of that.
Please do it. Please, somebody.
No, I'm not.
Sprinkle in a little something.
Well, what is something
Well,
when it comes?
something
I mean,
hot.
you got to be careful when you're talking about a Frito pie and a
It's
little
middle school.
little something.
Well, I'm just talking about little hot stuff.
Well, I think these are the middle school students that are putting this on.
Oh, so this is like the parents?
Well, dude, I have no idea.
Well, we need to know these things.
I have no idea.
You're just going to eat.
I'm going because they invited me. Stu Guthrie, the Dr. Guthrie. I just looked at his Twitter. He invited me.
Dr. Guthrie.
Apparently, he's got a PhD.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Mr. Guthrie, who I've known for a long time, used to be an assistant principal at Johnson.
Okay.
You ever went to a Johnson football game years ago, and there was always the administrator that had the wildest, loudest pants on the sidelines at the games?
That's Mr. Guthrie?
That's Mr. Guthrie.
Okay.
Right?
So he ought to be wearing something schwanky tomorrow.
I mean, knowing Stu, now granted, I've only seen him a handful of times in my life, but yes, I expect the wardrobe to it's something. It's an event. I just looked it up because he tweeted about it earlier. Mulch Mania 2.
Mulch.
Campus Beautification Day.
Oh. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, lend a helping paw. Apparently, they're going to be accepting donations from dog food, bedding treats, and donations going to a no-kill shelter there in Alamo Heights. So that's cool.
That's good.
I'm not sure if this is an advertisement or not, but this goes in line with Mr. Guthrie, what I know about him. Free burnt hamburgers and cold hot dogs. There's a band playing called the Electric Pajama Party that they start at 10:30, and a Frito pie cook-off with judges. Somebody named Brian Hamilton, who is an Alamo Heights Board of Trustee, David Hornberger, who's also a trustee, Elisa Sangster, who is the PTO president, and me. Minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of highly educated
I don't
people
belong
in
in that
you.
group.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, but you'll probably be the best judge of Frito pie. I mean, after all, you've eaten Frito pie from here to Alaska.
Well, I've never been to Alaska, but yes. But again, though, if you've got the PTO president and a couple of school board members, it better be damn good chili. And Frito pie.
Of course.
They're not going to shortchange the school board members.
Well, you wouldn't think so.
No, because like we see that in the press box at a stadium, you know. They got where the media sit, and then they've got the fancy room for the school board members. And the food that's going in there
is different than what's coming to you.
Well, we get none in most places.
Well, that's too bad. You have to go down and get the Frito pie at the concession stand.
Yes.
You know what my winner would be, honestly, if they just took a bag of Fritos, cut it open, and dumped the chili in there, and you win.
You got to add a little cheese, but yes.
You'd win.
Yeah, that's part of the presentation.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
I don't want a boat. I don't need any fine china. I just want the bag and a scoop of chili in there.
Well, that's
good to go.
Pretty much. I mean, we'll see. I don't know how many
I'm just trying
contestants
to
are in this.
give these people, little ideas.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Do I have to not say what I'd prefer?
You
Since
can
I'm
say,
judging?
Come on, you can say that.
Yeah. Yeah, what Joe said. I don't mind if it's in a boat, but I prefer in a bag. Although if they're serving it and it's a contest,
yeah,
am I getting a full bowl or am I just getting samples?
Are you just getting like a little plastic?
Well, we'll see. It's like when you like if you're judging a brisket contest, they walk by and they've got the brisket on a tray and they gave you one slice, but you judge it based on that presentation.
The entire thing.
Yes.
Well,
so all of that is going to be there.
They could bring the whole bowl of chili over, and you could sniff that.
Well,
and then make your
see. And the key is when you eat one that you really like, you got to remember where that one came from.
That's exactly right. Well, there's got to be like a number or something.
Sure.
Right?
But you might not know where. I mean, if it's blind judging and you don't know who the contestants are.
I can't wait to hear all the stories and who wins.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal.
I don't know. Are these parents or whoever, or did they find local restaurants?
Could be
that are doing
professional
this?
Frito piers.
I mean, because I'll tell you now, if you want a good idea of what could win, go over to Smoky Mo's Barbecue and get that Frito pie.
Yeah.
Because that Frito pie is pretty damn incredible.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yes.
But isn't that like Wagyu?
At Smoky Mo's?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No, it's brisket. I think it's brisket they use, or a variety of
We
meats in there.
had Wagyu Frito pie at the Taste of the North Side last year.
Yeah, we did.
We did. It was delicious.
Yes. From Bohannon's.
From Bohannon's.
Yes.
Nice. Well, I hope they're back.
It's Alamo Heights. They should go to Bohannon's and get a
Right?
Frito pie.
Well, I expect them to be it's Alamo Heights.
Okay. And Taste of the North Side's right around the corner.
It sure is.
Blitz is going to be live at the Taste of the North Side coming up. When is that?
Next Thursday.
Is it next Thursday?
Yes.
It's already next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Get your tickets.
Yes.
Yes. Promo code STAR will save you some money on your tickets. tasteofthenorthside.org.
It sure will.
To get those tickets.
Well,
next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Holy cow.
And I'm telling you, it's fabulous.
Taste of the North Side is my favorite Fiesta.
Yes. Get your tickets. Come see us. We're going to be broadcasting live.
We will.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this really isn't fair, is it? So we aren't giving away tickets to Taste of the North Side, but we do have tickets to Nyosa to give away.
Nice.
Get your chicken on a stick, cold beer. Got a pair of tickets to Nyosa. Happening April 23rd to the 26th. These tickets are good for any day. You want to go? What color do we want to be? We've talked a lot about Alamo Heights. The O-Niners. Let's give away to caller number 9.
Good job.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 9, you win a pair of tickets to Nyosa.
It's the 2024 NFL Draft on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
We're the 24th pick. The Dallas Cowboys select
April 25th, 26th, and 27th. Join 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star for this year's NFL Draft. Live from Detroit.
I love the tenacity and the aggression with which he plays. He is a mauler.
Who do the Cowboys and Texans pick? Does Jerry make a splash? Who goes number 1? And who's the next Mr. Irrelevant?
the Houston Texans select C.J. Stroud.
You don't ever want to pass on the guy you ought to be taking there, but still be position
I
select.
thought Sauce Gardner would be the first corner, but you go back to 2019, and that version of Derek Stingley is as good as anybody in this entire draft class.
Find out right here on your exclusive home for the NFL Draft. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks. It's America's #1 sports fantasy act. 3 million players. Yes, I'm a member. You should be too. Download it now and remember the code Alamo, and you can get a deposit match of up to $100. Basketball is balling, baby. Football is coming. Baseball is swinging. It is time to go to Prize Picks because you put your fantasy knowledge into action. You know more. You know your less. You know who's better or not. You know what's going on. You're a fantasy player. Put that knowledge to work. I have, along with so many others. And right now, remember the code Alamo, and you can get $100 $1 deposit match right now. Go download Prize Picks. We love watching Connor McDavid, Jude Bellingham, LeBron James. They are playing go more or less. It's so easy to do, and now's the time to go. You know when it's more, you know when it's less, and when you pair them together, you can win big bucks, up to 100 times your money. More, less, Prize Picks, Alamo. Go there.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Hard work, dedication, and dreams. These are the keystones of success. But easily filing your taxes with TurboTax and Credit Karma doesn't hurt either. And getting your max refund guarantee definitely doesn't hurt. But let others think you did a lot of hard work to file your taxes when in reality, it was a walk in the park. No, you literally filed while walking your dog in the park. Winner! Because some key info is pre-filled for you, so you can file quickly and confidently like the boss that you are. So give yourself the peace of mind that comes with getting expert help, because you're going places. Let's go. And make tax season feel like it's award season with easy filing. Yeah! Know that you're backed by the leading tax preparer, TurboTax, and we'll show you all your filing options up front, so there are no surprises. Feel accomplished and confident that your taxes are done right. File an Intuit Credit Karma today. Ah, yeah. Expert help not available with all products. Guarantee details available at turbotax.com/guarantees.
Sadly, statistics show that 1 out of every 3 women in the U.S. will encounter physical abuse from an intimate partner, and violence against children persist. Christie's Hope strives to overcome domestic violence by providing critical financial support to shelters that offer housing, healing, and preventative measures. Thomas J. Henry proudly collaborates with Christie's Hope in the shared mission to end domestic violence and empower victims. Join us in building a legacy of hope. Donate today at christieshope.org.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson for Tri-County Meat Market, your locally owned full-service meat market. Tri-County has 2 great locations, Heavner Road and Ralph Fair, stocked full of everything you need to up your grilling game. You're looking for the perfect cut of beef, they've got it. And if they don't have it, they'll cut it for you. Roast chicken, prepare foods, they've got it. The 5 for $25 is always in play. If you're a first responder, 10% off the best meat you're going to find. Tri-County Meat Market. Head over to either location, put some good meat on the grill, and thank me later.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob Thompson and RJ Ochoa.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, so many things are done. NBA season, regular season done. We'll look at the playoffs. The play-in is set. The Spurs are over. We'll look forward to Paris, maybe. What did Victor do? Do they have the worst team in franchise history? So much to do in so little time. Now back to the Blitz. The Friday is in front of you, boys. Keep your powder dry and your feet out of the water. Have a good one. We'll see you on Monday.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure what that means at all.
Well, Rob knows what it means. We'll have to get an explainer.
I'm not sure that Rob knows what that means. I think Rob probably thought that sounded good.
Well, I've heard the expression "keep your powder dry." I don't know about the feet out of the water, though. Is that where the powder is?
I mean, if you're waist deep, I suppose.
Maybe.
But.
Or you got athlete's foot. You had to put some powder there. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's Friday, dude.
It's Friday. That was you. What was that snort? I static in my ear. It was Pledge. Oh, that was weird, Pledge. You all right?
Yeah.
You sure?
Rob talking about keeping your powder dry.
Keep your powder dry and your feet out of the water.
Kind of personal.
Yeah.
Here we go. keep your powder dry is for old flintlock rifles, like Civil War era stuff.
Okay. According to who?
John Robbins.
Oh.
There's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
I should have known. John, John knows everything. The guy's he's pretty damn intelligent, isn't he?
No, don't say that out loud.
Well,
John Robbins is full of useless knowledge.
Okay, well, if he understands what keep your powder, what the hell's to keep your feet out of the water?
Well,
there you go, John. There's your next test.
He didn't text that part. I don't know. Civil War era.
Yeah.
So why is Rob going down that road? He must have watched something on television last night.
Yeah.
Rob watched something last night and thought, oh, I love that line. I'm going to use it.
Something on the Civil War, right?
I'll use it incorrectly, but yes.
Got to keep that musket handy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Muskets and gizzards.
Gizzards.
Yeah. Let's hear Jim Nantz again.
There's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
Somehow I have a feeling that a lot of college coaches are thinking that about a variety of people in their world.
Yeah, it could
be.
And
I find it interesting, listening to that Dan Hurley quote the other day about recruiting parents or avoiding players who have parents that would be described as.
There's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
He just doesn't want to deal with them. Because the state of college sports, and I guess just because we wrapped up the Final Four, there's a lot more right now about basketball. And, Jeff Goodman had a tweet. One college coach just told me that a player's representative called asking for access of $1.5 million in NIL. That player is not even yet in the portal.
See, it's nuts. It's nuts. I don't know. Now, just because he asked for it, I guess you can't blame him for that. Doesn't mean he's going to get it.
Well, it breaks a gazillion rules if he's not in the portal,
right?
And he's got a rep reaching out, telling people what he would hit the portal for.
Are there rules?
Well, there are rules. They're just not enforceable right now.
Yeah, I don't know of any rules, honestly, in the state of college athletics these days. It's just, it's nuts. But, I mean, to ask for $1.5 million and I won't hit the portal. Well, that's what players are doing. Or they're hitting the portal and then saying, well, I'll stay, but you got to raise the price.
Well, and because you have reps that are going out seeking employment from other universities, which is the accurate way of saying it based on what we're seeing right now in college athletics. Wasn't there a story during football season that a coach got an email from a rep about a player that was available that was already on his roster, not yet in the portal? I mean, it is insane what college athletics has turned into. And Rick Pitino today, in recording a video celebrating the hire of Kentucky's Mark Pope getting the job there at Kentucky. Now, Pope did play for Pitino and won a championship there when he was a player at Kentucky. The thing with Mark Pope is how good of a recruiter is he? It's interesting because I don't know how much that matters anymore because it's all about the money. This is from Rick Pitino earlier today.
Now, recruiting's different today. We're now coaching all pros. The NIL has taken away amateur basketball and has made them professional athletes.
So
he's absolutely right.
It really is about the money now. And I also found it interesting that Rick Pitino said that if Pope needs help with NIL, he will write a check.
Which I find that bizarre.
That very bizarre.
Because Pitino's employed at St. John's.
He is. So but the player he's recruiting at St. John's isn't a Kentucky type.
Well, there was a time when St. John's was pretty good.
But you look at Kentucky, will they have the NIL money? I read today that some booster offered up about $4 million more so he can go out and be successful right off the bat. It's no longer about, are you a great recruiter? Is it, Coach Calipari, I'm going to make you $1 bazillion in the NBA. If you come to Kentucky for 5 months, we're going to get you to the NBA. At the college level, at that level of college basketball, it's about who can pay the most money.
Well, it's going to be interesting because Coach Cal's philosophy was just that. You come to Kentucky, we're a pipeline to the NBA.
Yep.
And that was a big selling point to a lot of these players. Now, I don't know if that's going to change, if the approach is different, but that was Coach Cal's approach, and he would get some very talented guys.
Well,
unfortunately, they were just very young.
He was getting those guys at a time when the NBA said you had to go to college at least a year or be 1 year removed from high school.
Right.
So you couldn't be like LeBron and go straight from high school to the league. You had to go somewhere for a year. Kevin Durant spent a couple weeks in Austin.
He did.
Right. And that was working for Cal there for a while. As far as winning championships, it hasn't worked lately. Hadn't worked for the last several years. Now with the NIL, it doesn't matter. These kids coming out today, and part of me says, do I blame them? They get a chance to go make a lot of money. It's not about the school as much for a lot of them. It's not about, do I get to go to the tournament and get those experiences? Do I get a chance to win a championship? All those things seem secondary. It's how much money am I going to get paid?
Absolutely. Look, I think deep down inside, they're all competitors. Yes, they want to get paid, but they do want to win championships as well. And I think that is still a big deal to a lot of players. Maybe not all of them, but to a lot of them. But that's why it just, to me, doesn't seem that difficult now. Or maybe it is, because you have to have it uniform everywhere. But they just need to make this what it is, what Rick Pitino called it. It's pro basketball. It's pro football now. Let's get some rules in place that are NFL-like. And so we can get this salary cap, a free agency period. Why not?
Well,
these kids are professional athletes now. Not all of them, but most of them.
Tom Izzo on Jim Rome earlier this week said exactly that. There's no sport that doesn't have a salary cap.
Exactly right.
A contract. Tom Izzo's words, it says a 1 year contract, but in reality, it's day to day.
It is.
It's a 1 day deal because you can hit the portal. You can, all right, I'm out. I'm leaving. And I go back to what Dan Hurley said. I'm looking at a kid that transferred to 4 or 5 high schools, that played on 7 travel teams. When you're talking to their parents, as he said, they tell on themselves when it's always the coach's fault when things don't work out. Players, they don't want to be as held accountable.
That's true.
And while I do believe they all want to win championships and they would love to go to the Final Four, that's secondary to how much money am I getting paid. You look at every pro sports league, it's always about the money. You look at a free agent that signs in this spot and you go, well, why are they going there? Well, they paid the most.
Right.
You're not going to, pick a bad basketball team that signed free agents this year. The player signed there thinking they were really going to win a title. Nope, that was the best offer.
Sure.
And that's why they went there. It's always all about the money.
Well, they've got to do something again. And preaching to the choir, I think, or some people might disagree. But, I mean, the rules have got to be put in place. The difference when it comes to this is you've got to do them all. It's got to be nationwide, and it's got to be one that is fair for everybody when it comes to college athletics. And I don't know if that's going to apply to every sport in college. That's the thing. Football, basketball, those two sports especially have got to be regulated in some form or fashion when it comes to the NIL, when it comes to the transfer portal. They have to be.
Those are the two biggest revenue generating sports. I'm going to guess the two biggest in NIL money, although I'm sure that there are baseball, softball, swimmers, some track and field types that are doing well, but not at the same level. And again, there's so many on a football team. There's only so many on a basketball team. And it is, you never want to say we need more U.S. government involvement, but to make it blanket across the country and not this state does this state does that, you almost need the federal government to get involved, and nobody wants that.
Well,
but the NCAA has no teeth.
No.
There is no governing body that can enforce anything.
Well, the NCAA tried, and then the state of California said, hold my beer, and we're going to let our players get paid. And so they had no choice, because every other state in the union had to say, well, if they're going to get paid in California, everybody's going to want to go there. So you had to just open this thing up, and that's what we've got right now.
Well,
but I think they'll change it. I really believe change is coming, because you hear these coaches talking about it. And more people are talking about how we've got to have some, and I'll use Sark's term, rails. You got to have them. You have to.
Did you see the new Quinn Ewers deal in Austin?
Yes.
Yeah, a private jet NIL deal.
How about that? Now, I can't use it traveling. Like, he can't go to Alabama without the rest of the team. But in his off time or for other things, he's got a private jet at the ready.
So a little rich kid from South Lake Carroll now has a private jet
How about
deal.
that? Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
Mm-hmm. He could use that private jet to go to Augusta to get in around the golf.
Well, he could.
He could.
I don't know if he's got that much pull.
Man, he might.
I don't know.
He might.
No, I don't know.
He might.
Now, Arch, maybe.
I mean,
now, I'm surprised that jet company didn't wait a year, or maybe that will be.
They will.
That'll be handed down to Arch.
Well, I mean, Arch is probably saying, private jet deal. I've got 3.
Exactly. You know who my dad is?
Hey, Uncle
my uncles
Peyton.
are.
Uncle Peyton, can I borrow the plane this weekend? We're going to have dinner in, I don't know, Myrtle Beach.
Wow,
Let's
Myrtle
go.
Beach.
Well, I
Nice.
was going to say
Yeah.
New Orleans, but that'd be going home for him.
Well, and that would suck.
You're such an idiot. Let's talk about this with a guy that, well, he's been living it.
Yes.
Assistant at Alabama, just finished up his Final Four run, now in San Antonio officially. The new Roadrunners basketball coach, Austin Claunch, joins us next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, the season is done. We'll look back on a Spurs letdown. Did they finish with 21? We'll talk all about the Wemby era's beginning and where we go to next. The Masters done too.
Plus, the Roadrunners have a new coach. Coach Claunch will join us at 8:30. You do not want to miss it. The Morning Huddle starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. What are you waiting for? We want to buy your car right now. Find out why thousands of satisfied customers across the United States put more money in their pocket by going to GiveMeTheVin.com. I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the Tin Cup Bar, the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of San Antonio, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to the Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their valuable tools, but to protect their professional reputations. For pros, the WeatherGuard badge makes a statement about what drives them. It says, "Bring it on. Been there. Done that. We've got your back," without saying a word. And the folks at WeatherGuard, they're just as driven as the hardworking pros they serve. See what it means to be driven at WeatherGuard.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair? What do you mean? Does it not look good? It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret. No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic. Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous. I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give hair volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going? I'm going to pick up some hair volume right now. My reunion's next month and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at new NORDICUSA.com, Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
Heart Royal Flush Tour 2024. May 1st, Frost Bank Center. A journey through the hits and timeless classics. The iconic band returns with special guest Cheap Trick. Tickets on sale now at heart-music.com. Don't miss 2 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. Heart with Cheap Trick live.
Cowboys play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. UTSA has a new basketball coach. Feels like he was hired months ago, but he's finally made his way to San Antonio because, well, he's been busy as an assistant in Alabama going to the Final Four, but he's in San Antonio now and joins us on the Buyers Barricades guest line, new UTSA head basketball coach, Austin Claunch. I can only imagine what the whirlwind has been like for you the last several weeks. Can you kind of take us through what the last several weeks have been like for you?
Yeah, man, it's you said it. It's a whirlwind is probably the perfect word to describe it. It's been a lot of fun though. When I got the job, I'm not sure anybody anticipated us to make the run we did. We got hot. That was a special group of guys we had this past year in Alabama, and you get in the tournament and anything can happen, right? We win that first one. There were a couple of upsets along the way, and but even throughout that time, man, I've had my eyes set on getting down here and get my boots on the ground and start working. So I've been eager, and now I'm finally down here. Of course, we had the press conference yesterday. So we got a lot of work to do, man. It's an exciting time to be in San Antonio. And so I'm just ready to get to work.
Well, first of all, Austin, welcome to San Antonio and congratulations on leaving Alabama headed to the Final Four. But I have to ask you this because you're right. I don't think anybody expected Alabama to get to the Final Four. Now that you're not there anymore, did you really expect Alabama to get to the Final Four?
Well, look, I mean, we played, I'm not sure our overall record indicated probably how good we were. I mean, we played one of the toughest schedules, probably, I'm not sure what it ended up, but I know at one point it was the number one toughest schedule. When you look at our non-conference, we were really prepared, because we played Purdue, Creighton, Clemson, Arizona, we played all those teams in the non-conference. So, we felt confident, even though we didn't play great in the SEC tournament, kind of that last 10 days of the regular season. We were a confident bunch. We played against the best teams in the country. And so, how the tournament is, you get in and you win that first game. You just kind of get momentum. And by the time we won those first two, we were confident heading to LA and we were able to get it done. So, I know a lot of people, again, were surprised, but it was a confident team and it had been battle tested throughout the year.
Austin Claunch, the new UTSA men's basketball coach, joining us here on the Blitz on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Coach, At 34 years old, this isn't your first head coaching job. You were at Nichols State for a couple of years, won some titles, conference titles, 1 year at Alabama. To get a job at 34 as a head coach at a program in the American Conference, are you even surprised at your age that you've got your first head coaching job, or are you on the schedule of goals that you set out for yourself?
I tell people when I got the job at Nichols at 28, that first year I felt like a young head coach. But after year one, you don't feel like a young head coach anymore. I'm starting to get gray hairs and all that good stuff. So I don't necessarily think of it from an age standpoint. Ultimately, I was very blessed to, sort of get that first opportunity when I did at Nichols. And, that was able to kind of, maybe fast track me a little bit to get, their opportunities a little bit earlier than anticipated. But listen, I say it all the time. It was great. It's great to be one of the youngest head coaches. You don't want to be one of the youngest ex-head coaches. So we got a lot. We got a lot of work to do in a short amount of time. It's already kind of on the end of the semester, and I'm hungry, and I got a staff that's hungry, and we're gonna put out a team at UTSA that's gonna kind of reciprocate that energy with how we play. So no, I'm excited. I'm ready to get to work, and it's gonna be a process, but yeah, like I said, we're excited to get it started.
So Austin, you say there's a lot of work to do, and we know that. And UTSA, the basketball program, it's been up and down to say the least. But what do you see when you come into San Antonio? I'm sure you've looked at this, and what are the challenges to recruit good players to the University of Texas at San Antonio?
Well, listen, I mean, I'm from Texas, so, a big thing that excites me about the job is the passion of this community as a whole. I think it starts with that. We're going to win because of who we have, not what we have. I think a lot of people look at the Convocation Center and maybe think that it's small or outdated. Hey, to me, it could be the best home court advantage in the American. You talk about packing that out, a couple thousand every single night, screaming Roadrunner fans. Man, that can be an electric environment, and then you talk about what the city offers. You got the Spurs, you got the Riverwalk. It's growing exponentially. If you even look at the last 10 years, the way this city has grown, and then you add that on top of the identity of its toughness, its blue collar attitude. This is a place that can consistently win championships and compete in the American every single year. So there's a lot to like. Every school has different challenges. We have ours just like any other school. But man, we have a lot of things that we can really sell and build on to create that foundation.
But you're not going to argue that the combo needs to be updated or replaced, right? I mean, we've been saying that since the early 90s.
Hey, listen, everybody loves new things. Nobody's going to argue that. But there's a lot of other things that go into winning, right? And so I'm never one of these guys that's going to stand on a mountain and say we need all this, we need all that. It starts with players. If we can get good players here, then I don't really care for playing outside. If I've got a group of guys that I'm confident in, So, but yeah, obviously the combo is you had some great memories in there. I think there's things obviously we can improve on, not just with the combo, but just in general. I think you're always looking on ways to get a leg up on your competition from a facility standpoint, from a resource standpoint. When you're talking about practice gyms, NIL, different things like that. But that's going to happen. That's going to happen over time, and we're going to figure out how to get that up to par and go win championships consistently.
Coach, do you find that a challenge in itself? I mean, you've been around college basketball. You've been at Alabama, obviously, last year. The NIL, the transfer portal, and all that. How do you deal with all of that coming to a school like UTSA?
Yeah, but even at Alabama, there's challenge. It's completely different challenges than here at UTSA, but even compared to the rest of the league, we had, certain hurdles that we had to jump over at Alabama. Obviously here, we like I mentioned, we've got a ton of work to do in just building that foundation. But when it comes to the transfer portal, I think we have a good grip on, sort of a way to attack it with the resources that we have and with our style of play. Listen, this is a basketball decision when you come to UTSA. We're going to put you in a position to ultimately develop, and put yourself in the best position to go be a pro, very similar to how, Coach Oates has done it at Alabama. Right. And I think this is going to be an opportunity, for guys that, maybe haven't, had that, chance or played this style to come here and really show what they can do. So, this is a basketball, it's a basketball opportunity, in regards to, how we're going to play. And obviously, you know, we've already touched on the combo a little bit, but we're going to create an environment here that's fun to play. I can promise you that. And people are going to show up because they're going to like watching the Roadrunners.
Fun, energetic. That's the expectation. We're hearing that from you. Just right now, Austin, looking at some of the comments on our YouTube channel, one guy says he's now going to buy season tickets. He thinks you're going to get UTSA into March Madness. And it's been a while. And again, I liked Steve Henson, but the program just was what it was. And that's why you're here now. What do you do initially? And I know you were, while you were working at Alabama during the Final Four run, probably putting things together and calling recruits for UTSA. And, you know, everybody's, well, they lack patience in this microwave society. How quickly do you think you can turn it around with the style of basketball that we expect, which from you, I expect high scoring and fun?
Well, listen, the goals don't ever change, right? And I understand that some years there's, there's head starts that maybe you have on other years in reaching those goals. But the goal is always to win the regular season title and win the conference championship, and that's going to be our goal in year one. Now, like I said, right now we are a long ways from that. You know, we've got to build a roster. We've got to get out here and start to implement the way we're going to guard, you know, the way we're going to attack offensively. So yeah, we have a ton of work to do, but the expectation is going to be the expectation, and I am fully aware that. We're nowhere close to the level we need to be at to consistently compete every night in the American, but that's going to develop just one day at a time. We're going to get a little bit closer. And again, it's great to hear somebody comment, like that on the YouTube comments, because it's going to take this entire community. You know, I think good teams win games, but I think great communities and great families win championships. And the heart of San Antonio is a big part of why I took this job, because I truly believe that we can create an atmosphere and a community around this basketball program that's untouchable.
You know, Austin, it's I tell you, I'm fired up already. I mean, you've got an energy.
Yeah.
You've got an energy that is very contagious, and that's only going to be a positive, I know, for this program. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I see you were born in Argentina. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, you know, my dad was in the oil game, so we moved around a little bit. I was born in Argentina, but listen, I'm a Texan. Houston, was where we settled. My dad's from El Paso. My mom's from Dallas. You know, I'm an unapologetic Cowboys fan.
There you go.
So
there you go.
That's, I tell our guys all the time, if you want to know what time we're practicing on Sunday, just check and see when the Cowboys play. If they play at noon, we're practicing in the afternoon. Or they play in the afternoon, we're practicing early. So, hey, listen, again, that's another thing that just excites me about this. I feel like I'm coming home, coming closer to my family. A lot of people that I grew up with are, right down the road from me now. So, again, there's a lot to like. For me personally about this job, but even when you look at, the development of this athletic program over the last 10 years, how about what Coach Traylor's done with the football program? What Coach Aston did with the women's team last year was incredible. What baseball is currently doing right now this season, there's a lot to love about UTSA, and I'm looking forward to getting basketball up to that standard.
Scheduling around the Cowboys. You're listening to a man who has his priorities straight. Austin Claunch, the head basketball coach out at UTSA, and the energy is there, and it's been lacking. Out of curiosity, and I know you just got to town, I'm guessing you've met Jeff Traylor. When you guys are in a room, can it handle the amount of energy between you two coaches?
I said it yesterday at my press conference, and, I've officially hired Jeff as my associate head coach, so he's going to be running the offense.
Oh, good Lord.
He's going to be running the offense. Says he wants more threes even than we shot at Alabama. So I don't know exactly what that's going to look like from Coach Traylor, but hey, Coach is the best. He's been such a resource for me these first couple of weeks, just leaning on him, trying to get familiar with everything down here. And hey, everyone listening, come out to the spring game tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to get our team and our staff down there, get my first taste of Roadrunner football. And again, man, I'm looking to take that electricity that I know they have at the football games and get that over to the Convocation Center. So if you got time tomorrow or two, get out to the spring game. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know you just got here, but have you had a chance to look around the city at all?
A little bit, and it's not my first time here. I've looked around a little, but like you said, we got a lot of work to do. We got to start scheduling visits. We got to sit down and have workouts. Certainly when time slows down, I'm going to get out here and enjoy. The weather's been awesome. So I'm going to find a good place to sit down and listen to some music and enjoy the sun.
All right. So now we got to get to know you a little bit, Austin, as you say that. You're a Texas guy, so trying to figure out your favorite barbecue. that's going to be a loaded question here. But I
Sure.
assume you're a good barbecue guy and a cold beer.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a decent barbecue guy. I'm a huge Tex-Mex guy, right? So, my fiance is actually Mexican herself, so we consider ourselves a little bit of Tex-Mex snobs, and so this is the best place to get Mexican food in the country. So I'm looking forward to finding the best spots, local spots here. And yeah, don't get me wrong, though, I love some good barbecue too. I'm not gonna lie. So.
All right,
I'm not super picky. This is the best place to get food, the best steak. So I know there's a lot of good food all over the place.
Now, Tex-Mex is one thing, and you brought up your fiance. Looking at your Twitter right now, she a famous actress?
She is. Yeah, she is. So, again, that was my first 5-star recruit I landed right there. So I was able to get that one done. But yeah, no, Jimena is, she's really excited to be here as well. Just with this community and again, how it feels like family. I don't want to sound too cliche, but we really are coming home. We're close to her family as well. And so this is a move that makes sense just for a ton of reasons and really excites us for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, you big time basketball coaches, man. You get all the women, right?
The term outkicked your coverage. It's Austin Claunch, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I hope she doesn't figure that out anytime soon.
No, it's all. And look, I mean, coming into a new job in a community that is hungry for success, and just the reaction that we've seen since you were hired, and I credit Lisa Campos and the hire there, when knowing what this program has, it's had that taste of getting to the tournament, just that continued success. Seeing what you've done at 34, listening to your energy, it's almost like when Jeff Traylor first got here, and we were talking with him, and he said it wasn't going to take long, and we all know what he's been able to do in a short amount of time.
Yeah, well, we'd love to obviously share that same success that Coach did, but listen, energy is great. Press conferences are awesome, but we got a lot of work to do. And it starts with that. We got to have good practices. We got to have guys that are about the right things every single day. We got to have guys that want to get, make tough plays and be about winning. So, energy is great to start. It's a great base. But now it's time to really get to work and start to implement how we're gonna do this. So we're excited to get going.
All right, good deal. One last food question for you, Coach. Are you a gizzard guy?
Oh my gosh.
I'm not a huge gizzard guy, but listen, I'm not above it, right? But it's certainly, I don't think it'd be in my starting 5. I'll tell you that.
Well, but if you're somewhere and there's some fried chicken and somebody's got some gizzards and gravy there, you're going to put a couple on your plate and eat them?
I'll put a couple on my plate. Again, I'm not a snob in that regard. Back when I was in Louisiana, I had never tried gator, and all of a sudden I became a huge gator fan. So again, gizzard's not my favorite, but I'm not above it. I'll throw some on my plate.
Coach, you don't have to suck up to him.
Come on
if
now.
you don't like gizzards, just say you don't like. I got one more question there for you. Chicken fried steak. Do you add ketchup?
No.
Oh,
of course not. That's gross.
You didn't tell Traylor that, did you?
I didn't, and I didn't know that about Coach Traylor. So he's got more. It sounds like I got more coaching to do than I thought. Well, if Coach Traylor's putting ketchup on his chicken, it's country fried. Country fried
chicken fried steak, gravy, and ketchup. Joe does that. It's disgusting.
It's delicious.
Although he gives me crap for eating gizzards every now and then.
Chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, and fried okra. That's probably my go-to meal. If I had one more. So
not bad. Not bad.
Good stuff.
We'll get you turned around, Coach. Don't worry about it.
And man, you show up at San Antonio at the right time. You mentioned the spring game tomorrow, which is an official Fiesta event. You get in town just in time for Fiesta, and I know you got a lot of work to do, but make sure you get out and have some fun here in the next couple of weeks and enjoy San Antonio.
No, we will for sure. And while we do that, look forward to building those relationships in the community, because they're going to be a big part of our success. So I really appreciate you guys having me, and look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Absolutely. Austin Claunch, head coach of the UTSA men's basketball program, joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
I love the energy, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the energy is off the chart. So I mean it. I'm excited. I want to go play some ball. Although I don't think he'll recruit me.
He's
but,
not going to
you know,
recruit you. He's not going to recruit
the
you.
energy is infectious, though. I mean, it really is contagious, and I mean, I think that's the first start, and I'm excited to see what he can build at UTSA.
You know, if the basketball program has the energy that he has, going to the Convo, even if it is what it is,
100 years old,
it's going to be fun. It hasn't been for far too long.
Yep.
And he needs to bring that back. And I know this sounds negative, and it's not meant to be, but if you remember, as great as Frank Wilson was initially, that last year watching UTSA football was like watching paint dry.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And then we see how quickly Jeff Traylor turned that around. And Jeff Traylor did that with a lot of guys that Frank recruited, but he brought that energy.
Right.
I expect, and it sounds like we can all expect, that same kind of turnaround with Austin Claunch, just with that energy and belief and the support that he's going to get.
Well, look, this town loves a winner, and you start winning some basketball games out there, people will show up, but it is kind of that way. Yeah, you gotta show us and get it done, and I think he will. And I certainly I'm excited about it. I really am. I'm excited to see what the basketball program looks like, even this fall. And I know it's going to take some years. I'm not going to hold him to that standard, but still,
you know,
I want to see what it looks like
in the era of NIL and portal.
Yeah,
it doesn't. And
I hope that goes away, though.
Well, but it's not by the time basketball rolls around.
Please.
And if Austin Claunch is talking to a booster needing to get some money for a player with that kind of energy, I imagine a check gets written.
Well, I hope
right?
so.
I
mean,
hope
so.
Because that's what he's going to have to do to turn this thing around quickly. And we've seen, because of the NIL and the portal, a program can turn quickly.
We'll see what happens. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. A lot of you are commenting, too, about his fiancée. Yeah. Just go to his Twitter page. You see that. Yeah, he definitely outkicked his coverage. And nobody else is going to get you that kind of info that he shared. The fact that he likes gizzards and okay on barbecue, but is a Tex-Mex
like
guy.
gizzards, okay? He does not like gizzards.
He'll eat them.
Let's get that straight.
He'll eat them.
Well, if he's forced to.
Forced.
He's not forced. He's not gonna order them.
He said it's not in the top 5. They're not in my top 5 either. But I said I eat them, and all of a sudden, it's all I eat.
I think,
and he doesn't put ketchup on chicken fried steak with gravy.
Well, I hope he didn't tell Jeff Traylor that.
He will. I hope they argue about it the way we do.
Because look, but the whole gizzard thing.
What?
He said he didn't want to be a snob. He's going to be polite if somebody has gizzards there. First of all, who the hell's going to serve gizzards at anything?
Pledger's birthday.
Well,
What? What?
Be a snob, Coach.
What?
Be a snob.
What?
Gizzards are awful.
They're not awful.
They're terrible.
They're not terrible.
They're gizzards.
But they're in nobody's top 5. I can
no,
promise
my
you that.
gosh, they're awful. I was looking for the noodles. Right? I'd rather have raw noodles.
Really?
Yes.
Isn't that fantastic?
I'd rather have a lot of things. Gizzards.
Gizzards, huh?
It just sounds awful. I mean, it really does.
You sound like you want some more gizzards.
No, I do not.
You sure you don't want any more gizzards?
Positive, brother.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Spurs play tonight. Wemby will play against Denver. You want to have a little bit more fun watching that game tonight? Make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app and start playing the Pick'em game, which I love playing. And to play the Pick'em game, you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your Pick'em entry, selecting higher or lower on player stats. And if your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. It is fantasy and legal in Texas. And what's cool is you can have, a basketball pick, and the Masters is going on. There's so many different things you could do there to create your own experience. And it's so much fun to play. And especially if you're watching the Spurs trying to get to 21 wins, adds certainly excitement to doing that. So download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. Plus, you'll get a mystery special pick to use in your first Pick'em entry. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, sign up at Underdog Fantasy using my promo code STAR.
Riding 1604 with the Blitz.
On the road again. just can't wait to get on the road again.
Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Hey, baseball fans, go yard with BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. All season long, we're offering top odds on your favorite home run bets, shared 50K Grand Slam jackpots, fast and convenient ways to play same-game parlays, special boosts and tokens, and so much more. From the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Whether you want to combine multiple bets for the chance at a bigger payout or place a live bet as the game unfolds, BetMGM has all the home run betting options you could need. Download the BetMGM app, head to the ballpark, and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner of Major League Baseball. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. For West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
The NFL is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
They're still going out at the Masters, and, well, you guessed it, Scotty Scheffler is your leader right now at -7. He's still playing. Got about 5 more holes to play. Max Homa and Bryson DeChambeau, 1 shot back. The big news is, though, Tiger Woods. He made the cut at +1. He will be around for the weekend. His 24th consecutive Masters making the cut. Congrats to Tiger.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons.
The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. It's a Friday. It's 5:04.
5:04.
5:04
A lot
already.
of people getting off work right now.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, you made it.
A lot of people thirsty.
Oh, yeah.
Ready for the weekend.
Yes.
Go somewhere and watch the Masters. And the Masters, it was a very interesting Friday morning on the broadcast with Jim Nantz.
Hello, friends.
He knows it. He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up. DeChambeau.
So we've been talking about Jim Nantz, talking about the ticklish little bitch coming up.
Was he talking about DeChambeau?
I have no idea.
Wow.
Is he a live type?
Well, yeah, I think I think that fits Bryson DeChambeau.
I mean, it might. I don't know. Is that an official golf term?
Well, I've never heard it, but I like it.
So for all of you that about get with the pimento cheese and the moon pies and the bags of chips and everything that's labeled. And Reinagle, because, well, his mind is not on food but alcohol, thought, is there an official drink of the Masters?
Yes.
And there is an official drink of the Masters, which is
the azalea.
The azalea.
Yes.
Now, what is in the recipe of the azalea?
Vodka, lemon juice,
pineapple juice,
yeah,
grenadine.
All right,
there you go.
So that
sounds great.
It does, and the photo that they have looks fantastic.
It does.
So we said, our friends over at the Root Pub need to come up with this drink special for the weekend and call it the Ticklish Little Bit.
Yes.
They've already got it on special at the Root Pub with a flyer on social media. It's fantastic.
It's done.
Done.
And I wouldn't expect anything else from Chip and the folks there at the Root Pub to get this out there, to strike while the iron's hot.
Masters Weekend Special. You can go to the Root Pub and get the official Jim Nantz's Ticklish Little Bitch cocktail, which is the official drink of the Masters. Now, we're not calling it the azalea.
No,
No, it's the Ticklish Little Bit.
The ticklish. I want one now.
Do you?
I want a ticklish little bitch. Yes. Yes. And a drink too.
Yep.
Oh, it is Friday, right?
It is Friday.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
You got to be careful when you ask for a ticklish little bitch.
Well, can you imagine the servers there at the Root Pub? Hey, I need a ticklish little bitch. Well, they're going to know now, because I expect that that's going to be all over the place at the Root Pub. Boom, boom, boom. Special.
Just
during the Masters. I mean, that may catch on so good, it could be a regular.
Well, it could be.
You never know.
It could be. I mean, the fact that you got Jim Nantz on television saying ticklish little bitch.
Yeah.
Sounds better from Jim Nantz, doesn't it? Hang on. Jim?
He knows it. He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up. DeChambeau.
See? He says DeChambeau. I'm thinking, man. DeChambeau, and it fits.
Well, do you know if he's ticklish?
Well, I have no clue,
Right,
but I know
now
he's a little bitch.
Right, as a broadcaster, that was Joe Reinagle calling somebody a little bitch on the radio. That was fantastic.
Are you not supposed to do that?
Well, the fact that earlier you said female dog because you said you couldn't say bitch on the radio.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
The idea, though, and think about this. Pledge, can we hear that again? I can't believe we're 3 hours into talking about Jim Nantz doing this on television.
He knows it. He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up. DeChambeau.
Now, hang on. Do you think this is an open mic situation? Do you think because there's music there, they're coming back, right? The way he says it, do you think he was talking to his producer, not realizing the mic was hot?
Yeah, I think
because there's that pause there, and like he's coming out of break, DeChambeau on whatever.
See, I don't think because that's not Jim Nance's style. On the
off air. Boy, if you guys could hear what we talk about off the air.
Jim Nance has been in this business for 100 years. He knows that he shouldn't say that if there's any chance that mic could be hot.
But listening to it as many times as we did, that sounds like a hot mic situation.
I love it, man.
I mean, if he's talking to somebody in the truck or his partner about what's coming up, yeah, boy, this is you know
this all coming up. Yeah,
interesting phrase. I've never heard or used the phrase. Hey, got a ticklish little bitch coming up.
You know, Nance is going to get asked about it. I mean, it's all over the country now.
Well, absolutely. Fred Caceres wants the ingredients again. It's 8 ounces of vodka. What was it? 2 ounces
that
of
was 4 ounces of vodka.
Oh, I make it a double. 4 ounces of vodka.
Yes.
Was it 2 ounces of lemon juice?
It was lemon juice,
Pledge.
pineapple juice, and grenadine.
Pledge. You pay attention to who's he talking to over there?
He's talking to grumpy ass Greg Shelton.
All right. Pledge. Hey, we're doing a radio show over here. Can we have the ingredients again? Can you put those back up?
It was 2 ounces of lemonade, 2 ounces of pineapple juice, 4 ounces of vodka and a splash of grenadine.
All right.
A splash.
I thought it was 2 ounces of whatever. Bartenders will serve it up however you want.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I want it just like that. I mean, because then it's not really a ticklish little bitch. It's something else.
Is it pineapple juice or lemonade?
Pineapple juice.
Lemonade and pineapple juice.
Wait, so now there's lemonade in it?
Yes, there's always been lemonade in it.
Well, no, I'm just looking at some of the comments. There seems to be some confusion here. Can we just pull it back up on the screen? I didn't realize this is going to be complicated.
No, I love it because, I mean.
They've got it figured out at the Roo Pub.
When you order the Jim Nance's ticklish little bitch at the Roo Pub, you know exactly what you're getting.
Uh-huh.
Now, I don't know, 4 ounces of vodka, that's a lot of vodka.
Well, it's a big glass.
For one drink.
I mean.
Well, I wonder at the Roo, are they going to put it in one of those big glasses?
I don't know.
I can't wait to have, I got to go have one.
Well,
I mean, is it like today?
Well, it's
tonight.
According to the ad, they have already posted on social media. Masters Weekend Special.
Nice.
At the Roo Pub.
I love it.
It's awesome. Pledge just started me asking what the recipe is, and now he's emailed it to me.
Well, there you go. You have it.
Yep.
Oh, man.
It's fantastic.
That is great. And I tell you, I love the fact that Jim Nance now is going to have a lot of, he has no idea.
No, wait a minute. Is this a different recipe?
Yeah, I can't find the first one I found. This one's off golfchannel.com.
All right. Well, this one doesn't have near as much vodka, 1.25 ounces of vodka. 5 ounces.
If you wanted 4 ounce, I'm sure they'd make you a drink with double. 4 ounces. Yeah. Well, that'd be a quadruple.
Whatever.
Give me a quadruple ticklish bitch.
You have one of those and you'll be laughing like you're getting tickled.
Oh,
let's talk some Cowboys with Jon Machota. Coming up next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First, though, let's talk a little Stevens Roofing. We've had the storms. They come in. I mean, it's just like clockwork. It happens in the springtime here in San Antonio and South Texas. We've had a little bit of hail. And look, there's more coming up. You want to make sure that roof can stand those storms. Or if you think this last storm might have damaged your roof, you want to get it checked out to make sure that it didn't or get it repaired. Look, Stevens Roofing is the name to call, the number to call, 210-785-0994, because Stevens Roofing is the one name in roofing that stands high above the rest. It really does. A quality roof overhead by Stevens Roofing means comfort. It means confidence. It certainly means peace of mind, protection for all of the things that you love. Look, if you're in the market for repairs, a replacement roof, an upgrade, or just an inspection to make sure everything's okay, call Stevens Roofing. They're the best in the business. Been around for a long time, and they're not going anywhere, which means they stand behind their work. The number to call again, 210-785-0994. You can also get them online at stevensroofing.net. Remember Stevens Roofing. Remember the phone number, 210-785-0994.
It's the 2024 NFL Draft on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
For the 24th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select
April 25th, 26th, and 27th. Join 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star for this year's NFL Draft. Live from Detroit.
I love the tenacity and the aggression with which he plays. He is a mauler.
Who do the Cowboys and Texans pick? Does Jerry make a splash? Who goes number one? And who's the next Mr. Irrelevant?
the Houston Texans select C.J. Stroud.
We don't ever want to pass on the guy you ought to be taking there, but still be position
I
select.
thought Sauce Gardner would be the first corner, but you go back to 2019, and that version of Derek Stingley is as good as anybody in this entire draft class.
Find out right here on your exclusive home for the NFL Draft. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Over the past decade, the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those three massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roof Hub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA member FDIC.
Right now at Macy's, it's time for a spring refresh. Shop our great shoe sale and save 30 to 40% off Tommy Hilfiger, Madden Girl, and more top names. And take 35 to 70% off during our diamond sale for a little sparkle that goes with everything. Plus, get our lowest prices of the season with 20 to 60% off furniture, mattresses, and more specials. Download the app for even more great deals at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
Marcus, what happened?
I was changing my oil and I spilled some on the floor.
Oh, well, use these $50 bills to wipe it up.
Perfect. Got any more?
Yeah, take a couple hundred.
Stop. Instead of using money, use an old rag. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Are you ready to party with a purpose? Taste of the Northside is Thursday, April 18th at the beautiful Security Service Event Center. This elevated fiesta event for foodies includes on-site covered parking, entertainment, unlimited tastings from over 30 premier restaurants, countless curated wines and craft beers, hosted by Brighton Center, presented by HEB. Purchase tickets at tasteofthenorthside.org. Proceeds benefit Brighton Center, the largest nonprofit in San Antonio serving children children with disabilities through pediatric therapy and education initiatives.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon on my new home, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix on a Friday afternoon watching the Masters. Rory continuing to struggle. He's in danger of missing the cut.
Man.
Although Tiger is going to make the cut.
Conditions are tough out there. Boy, that wind is howling there at Augusta. Wow.
You know, it's calm winds up there at the Star. There's nothing going on over there.
No drama at all.
Hasn't been much in free agency. Let's talk some Cowboys. Jon Machota from The Athletic joining us now on the Blitz on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And I don't know, John, how many players on the Cowboys called the 8th round. Tyler Smith said he's guard, but he's open to playing tackle if they ask him to. Out of curiosity, did you know before yesterday that Brock Hoffman had a podcast?
I did not know that, but I don't think it's a Cowboys thing. I think it's just people in general nowadays. I feel like everybody's got a podcast.
I think you're right. Everybody does. And we'll talk about one of those guys, Micah Parsons. Have you heard this? The guys on 105.3 The Fan talking about that they know people within the Cowboys organization that say that Mike is just kind of a pain.
I have heard the report. Yeah, I mean, when you cover the team, you always hear rumblings of things I mean, you can report certain things. I don't know. Everyone's got a different level to what they report from what they heard and who they heard it from. And everybody, I feel like in today's day and age of media, is just held to different standards, and it doesn't really matter. I'll say this. I don't think any of the decision makers at the Star have any interest in parting ways with Micah Parsons, but if you told me there's some people in the organization that, work on the staff somewhere or something like that maybe he rubbed the wrong way, I think you could probably say that about like a lot of players at some point in their career, but I wouldn't take it as this is the beginning of the Cowboys trying to ship off Micah Parsons in some type of a trade or something like that. So I don't think that report is coming from anything that like Jerry or Steven is thinking. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. Jon Machota from The Athletic. It's kind of how I took it. I mean, all right, so he rubbed some people the wrong way. He's still a hell of a player, and we know what that means. You're not getting rid of a guy because he rubbed somebody the wrong way. Now, what some of the things he said about teammates and or coaches on his podcast, I could imagine that might get him called into the office about being a leader and a good teammate, but certainly not anything that would say it could affect his future with the Dallas Cowboys.
Right. And I'm not even going to mention any names of former players, but I'll just say that when you're super talented, you can get away with that stuff. The problem is, though, is when that talent starts dropping off, that's when they'll move on from you. It doesn't matter who you are, So if you can have podcasts and say wild things when you're really talented like Micah Parsons, but if you're not one of the more talented guys or you're later on in your career, there's going to be a lot less people that are going to want to put up with any of that type of distraction. But Micah's just, he's at a level of play right now where I just find it hard to believe that any team would move on from him right now, as long as he's not doing anything, illegal outside of the facility. I I think where Micah Parsons' talent level is, will allow you to put up with a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right. John, you've got an article in The Athletic now that I find very interesting for one reason. You're analyzing what you think the first 3 draft picks will be for the Cowboys. I've seen Tyler Guyton's name from Oklahoma a lot. But in round 2, you have Trey Benson, the running back from Florida State. Do you think the Cowboys, in order to get this guy, will have to draft him at number 2?
I think there's a good possibility to get the running back they really want. And the reason why I went with Benson there in the second, which would have been the second running back to go in that mock, is just because of his size and speed, and just the combination of everything he brings is exactly what this Cowboys team is missing. And another factor in me making that pick in the second round being a running back is they were interested in running back last year, and when the different rounds went on, they just didn't like the running backs that were still available at those rounds, and so they didn't end up getting anybody until late in the 6th with Deuce Vaughn. I don't think they wait that long this year, and so they obviously don't have a 4th, and so in that second or third round, I'd be surprised if their second or third round pick isn't spent on a running back. I just think that makes a lot of sense there, and just kind of the way that mock went, it kind of fit where I was like, well, you can still get a running back in the third. But in the third, you might be getting the guy that might be you think is your 6th or 7th best running back, whereas, in the second round, you might be getting the guy that you might think is the number 1 running back on your board. And I think with the use you would give a rookie running back, I think you could justify it as a second-round pick if it is a guy that you can get 15, 20 carries. I don't know that I would do that for a guy that's more of a, just a pass catcher, kind of more of a gadget guy. But for somebody like Trey Benson, that's an all-around back, if he checks all the boxes for you, I think that would make sense late in the second round.
Nice.
Jon Machota from The Athletic joining us here on the Blitz. And I think we all know that 2 weeks from today, we're going to be talking about an offensive lineman that the Cowboys took in the first round. When you think about the Cowboys offensive line and the idea of what Tyler Smith was talking about on Brock Hoffman's podcast, whether he moves the tackle or they go with a rookie tackle, is their offensive line right now really as bad as we think it is, assuming they do get a first-round pick and go offensive line there?
The first-round pick will do a lot to help things, but as we sit here today, it's as bad as I've seen it over the last decade for sure. But if they hit on that first-round pick, and they've had a lot of success drafting offensive linemen in the first round, then I think it quickly closes that gap, and you can start piecing some things together, because I really do feel like if you find that right tackle, or maybe it's a guard, whatever, in the first round, I do think you could find a center in the third, or maybe even the 5th, that you could potentially be your starting center. But I feel like they're better off keeping Tyler Smith at left guard and finding that left tackle. And let's be honest, at 24, or if they traded even back a few spots, whatever player they take there is going to be some knocks on them. I always think that's funny with fans is you do a mock or you project a player to them at 24, and they'll be like, well, this guy doesn't have this, or this guy doesn't have. Whoever's going to be there at 24 is going to have some things like that. The offensive linemen that aren't going to have that are the Tyron Smith that you're going to take in the top 10. At 24, man, there's going to be some warts. There's going to be some things that you're going to have to go by. There's going to be some things where, like a lot of the things with, let's say you talk about J.C. Latham from Alabama or Tyler Guyton. A lot of people like to point out that they played right tackle, or that Amarius Mims only has a handful of starts in his college career. Of course, that's why they could be there at 24. If they didn't have those things, they'd be long gone by 15. So, no, there's absolutely, heck, Tyler Smith's a great example. Tyler Smith was drafted to be a left tackle of the future, and he ended up working really well out at left guard to the point where they don't really want to move him. So if they find the right guy at left tackle, I think that the offensive line issues kind of fix themselves pretty quickly in one draft class.
Well, John, speaking of that, I know the Cowboys and most fans were disappointed with Mozzie Smith last year. Obviously, you look for him this year to improve, hopefully. But do you think the Cowboys might hedge their bets a little bit and think about defensive line in this draft?
They could, for sure. They could take one in the second or third round. I have my doubts about them taking one with their first round pick, but maybe in the second or third round. But I feel like it's only being fair to say, if you point out how good they've been at drafting offensive linemen in the first round, you also have to point out that they haven't been that great at drafting defensive tackles in the first and second round with Mozzie Smith. and Tristan Hill being the most recent high picks that they've used at that position. So there, I will just say, me evaluating from afar, I would say I would be, I wouldn't be as confident as if they used one of those picks on an offensive lineman or a running back. Hey, maybe they hit though. Maybe this is the odds are in their favor that they finally find that right defensive tackle. Maybe a guy that can pair with Osa. But defensive tackle has just been a position that not just in the draft, but free agency, veteran trades, whatever. They just haven't had a lot of luck in that department, and they've needed good defensive tackle play for a long time. So by all means, if you told me that they can hit on one position, I might even pick defensive tackle over left tackle, to be honest with you, just because it's been so long since they've really hit on that position. Now, of course, you can say Osa, a third-round pick. He seems like he's a quality player and he'll be here for a while, but that there's a lot in between that haven't been that great.
Yeah, very true. Although Taco Charlton's playing really well in the UFL. I don't know if anybody's noticed that as we visit with Jon Machota from The Athletic. And this is that time of year, the next couple of weeks, you're going to see all these different scenarios that various people put out. We read one today that the Cowboys are going to trade Dak Prescott to the Denver Broncos and get a bunch of picks, which I find laughable on many levels. Out of curiosity, knowing what you do for a living, how much do you get caught up in reading that kind of stuff from other people?
I think it depends on the day, really. And I'm just a human being, so I can get worn out like everybody else. So there's definitely days where there's probably stuff I probably should read that I'm like, I just can't do it today. I've already consumed enough of this. There's only so much to go around. And I do believe that there's more with the Cowboys than most teams because of the fact of just their popularity, and they're talked about so much on a national level that when you go through an entire draft off season / whatever free agency, I do feel like almost every position is covered in terms of some type of, report out there, whether it be them possibly being interested in drafting a quarterback or running back or wide receiver. So it's like someone's going to hit it, just throw enough darts, you're going to hit something. So there's a lot of it though that I will say when I hear it, I kind of dismiss just because there's been so few times that any of those things have actually really come to fruition. Usually when the Cowboys make a notable move or something works for them, at least in my time covering the team, it's been one of those things that you haven't seen coming. It hasn't really been something that has been talked about for a while and then finally it happens. It's usually something where you're like, whoa, I never saw that coming. I never saw that 4th round pick out of Mississippi State, taking Tony Romo's job. I never saw them making that trade for Amari Cooper. For giving up a 1st round pick, I never saw them trading a 4th for Trey Lance. Like I never really thought they'd sign, Michael Sam or go get Greg Hardy, stuff like that, where you really don't expect it to happen. That's been more of the case over the last 10 plus years.
Obviously, John, we've talked about Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons and CD Lamb a lot because of the deals that are upcoming. Most people think. But do you think the Cowboys, whatever they do in the draft coming up, will be a little more active in the free agent market after the draft?
I think they will. The other spot that's going to be interesting really is those undrafted rookie free agents. The guys that get on the phone with in like the 6th round, late 5th, 6th round, that probably aren't going to get drafted that they end up signing. And the Cowboys, I would put them up with just about any organization in terms of getting good return on investment with those undrafted guys, whether you talk about Tony Romo or Miles Austin, all the way up so recently with like a Terrence Steele. They've been able to find some diamonds in the rough there. And so I think that'll be a very notable part there because not only the veteran thing, if you get an undrafted guy like that, they're super cheap. And, heck, even TJ Bass last year, they're super cheap and they could evolve into something. So I'll be more interested than most years in what they do right after the draft's over, because I do think they're going to take some swings there, maybe trying to outpay some other teams for some certain players and stuff like that. But no, I do think that there'll be some veterans added. Defensive tackle is one spot where I just do not believe that they will go into next season with they'll just go in with some young defensive tackles that they draft and piece them in with Mozzie and Osa. I think that there'll be a veteran defensive tackle at some point between now and week 1. That's a spot, maybe linebacker and maybe another offensive lineman somehow that way. Yeah. So I think that you could see some guys. I just don't know that they'll be the players that really will maybe move the needle that much.
Follow John on Twitter at Jon Machota. Make sure you subscribe to The Athletic. John, enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you next week. And then it's a week away from the draft and even more speculation.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. It gives me something that I can really dig my teeth into here and really write about. So that draft can't get here soon enough.
Speaking of digging your teeth in, John, are you a gizzard guy by chance?
Not at all. I saw your post the other day, and now I can't knock it. I haven't tried them, but it just doesn't sound. I will say this to you right now. I guarantee you, I'm the pickiest eater that you would ever come across. So probably not eating the gizzard.
Don't try them, John. It's just friendly advice from a friend. Stay away from them.
I appreciate it, guys.
Now, John, for the record, that friend that just gave you that advice uses ketchup with his chicken fried steak and gravy.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter too. Hey, man. Hey, whatever works for you.
Well said. John, appreciate it, man. Enjoy your weekend. Go get some gizzards.
I'm going to pass on that. Thanks, guys.
Good stuff. Jon
Smart
Machota
man.
from The Athletic on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Social media, right? I mean, I'm glad he's looking at it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, funny. He didn't like that tweet
No.
about gizzards.
Well, why would he? Jeez, they're awful.
They're not.
They're awful.
Not.
Terrible. Social media, though, can be so good for so many things. And I tell you what, my favorite posts are the ones that come from Parkhurst New Vision. I've seen a bunch of them lately, and they have happy customers.
You're in them, right?
Well, there's some of them I'm in, but some of them I'm not. I'm in like a community now of happy clients, happy patients of Parkhurst New Vision. Look, Dr. Parkhurst and his great staff over there of doctors and everybody, man, they just do a great job, and everybody's happy. You see these happy posts, and I love it. Hey, you can join that community. You can do it very easily. All you have to do is get the process started. Call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasig.com. Look, when you call them to set up your consultation, ask your questions, anything you want. They're going to tell you exactly what they are going to do and how the process goes. And you're going to feel great when you leave there, and you're going to be excited about what's to come, because the readers, the glasses, all of that stuff will be a thing of the past. It is a fabulous freedom that I can describe to you, but you'll know when you see it, literally. Parkhurst New Vision, let them change your life the way they changed mine. Give them a call, 210-585-2020.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, the season is done. We'll look back on a Spurs letdown. Did they finish with 21? We'll talk all about the Wemby era's beginning and where we go to next. The Masters done too.
Plus, the Roadrunners have a new coach. Coach Claunch will join us at 8:30. You do not want to miss it. The Morning Huddle starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Do you have unfiled tax returns or being threatened by the IRS that your wages are about to be garnished or bank accounts are going to be levied? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has professionals ready to fight for you. Their enrolled agents, tax attorneys, and CPAs have saved millions of dollars for taxpayers just like you. They won't just resolve your tax problems. They'll most importantly protect your wages, bank accounts, and all your assets from being taken by the IRS. Call for a free consultation. 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174 or go to alliestaxrelief.com.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
a new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
90 Proof Bar and Grill is the ultimate spot to catch a game and satisfy your cravings. Kitchen's open till midnight every day, serving up delicious bites to fuel your hunger. Plus, daily drink specials make every night a winning night at 90 Proof Bar and Grill, corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch.
Hey, baseball fans, go yard with BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. All season long, we're offering top odds on your favorite home run bets, shared 50K Grand Slam jackpots, fast and convenient ways to play same-game parlays, special boosts and tokens, and so much more. From the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Whether you want to combine multiple bets for the chance at a bigger payout or place a live bet as the game unfolds, BetMGM has all the home run betting options you could need. Download the BetMGM app, head to the ballpark, and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner of Major League Baseball. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. For West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hey, poker players, the Big Blind is open. With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. Whether you are seeking high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Rue Pub, offers daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick. The Masters cut line is now moved to 5 over.
I tell you what, the conditions out there are such, it must be really difficult. Nobody's made a move today, and in fact, the leaders have come back. The wind is just howling. If you've seen any of it on TV at all, boy, I don't know how strong they are, but they are strong out there at Augusta National.
Yeah,
and Phil Mickelson looks old as hell, doesn't he?
Well, you just don't like Phil anymore.
No, I'm just saying he looks old. They just showed a picture of him there.
Well, he looks cold, too.
No, well, he looks old.
And cold.
Man, I tell you what,
his tight shirt, he looks cold.
You spending all that money on the Live Tour. He's a gambling fool. I wonder if he hooks up with Shohei's translator.
Oh, stop.
Those two make a hell of a team at the casino.
Stop. I bet who lost more.
I wonder. Yeah. Well, I wonder if, if I'm Phil, I'm giving Shohei a call. You loan me some money?
I think Shohei's staying out of that business.
Yeah, Shohei's a coward.
Yeah, a coward.
A coward.
Shohei is?
Yes.
Why would you say that?
Because there's no way that I can believe that man had nothing to do with it or no knowledge of this gambling situation.
All right, that might be very true, but at the same time, that doesn't make him a coward.
He's a coward.
That just makes him a guy that's rich enough to have a friend willing to go to jail for him.
Well, it's a guy that's throwing his friend under the bus.
Well, I think his friend is diving on. Although there is a text message that says, "Yeah, I'm busted," and he go, "Well, it's not like you stole." And the tweet or message said, "Yeah, I actually did steal from him." He in that report yesterday. Clearly, you didn't read it. Apparently, if he says that on the text message to the bookie, I'm done.
I stole it from him. He says that.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh,
yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Can't fix
you see
stupid.
The reports? We're screwed.
Can't fix stupid.
So the cut line at 5 over on our beer bet. Pledge, who all do we have in this thing? Who are my guys? I don't remember.
Your guys are Sam Burns.
Oh, yeah, he's out. He's at
Xander
9.
Schauffele.
How's he doing?
I think he was +1 last
Yeah,
I saw.
he's +1 right now.
And Brooks Koepka.
Where's
Koepka?
I gotta find Brooks.
Good question.
All right. He's not there at the top. Uh-oh.
Of course he's not at the top.
Well, you've got Hideki and Rory are both at 4 over right now. The cut line did move to 5.
So that most likely they'll make the weekend.
You hope. Did Brooks play? I don't see him on the leaderboard.
He was there.
He's still there?
Let's see. Yeah, he's got to be in there somewhere.
Oh, this is great radio.
I know. It's there he is.
Where?
+2.
+2.
He's +2.
All right, so I'm doing pretty good.
You're doing all right.
I'm doing
Tiger already made the cut, so
Tiger made the cut. So you bet that he would not make the cut.
I know, and I don't know
bet
why.
that he
You
would
talk
make
about
the cut.
can't fixing stupid.
Yes, his name is Joe Reinagel. Yes, he is.
Wow.
+1.
Plus who?
Tiger's plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, your guys, Spieth,
Done.
+9.
Rory.
+4.
It's close. There's a lot of holes left for him too.
I know it. Yeah, he's got 5 holes left, right? Or 4 after this one.
No, he's through 14. So.
Oh, he
Yeah,
was
4.
walking there. Is this? Yeah, par 5. So all of them laid up.
And Hideki Matsuyama.
Yeah, and he's +4 too.
So Minix is looking pretty good right now, leading the
not
beer
bad.
bet. And I've already won the tiebreaker because Tiger made the cut.
So
we got 2 guys that are both out.
Well, you're both of your guys are going to make it. Now, I don't know whether mine will or not.
So is there a booby prize if all of your guys don't make the cut?
No, there's not.
I mean, there should be an additional penalty if your 3 Masters picks, none of them make the cut.
Well, my alternate is Max Homa. We said that yesterday, didn't we?
No,
just
we
in case
didn't.
somebody didn't make the cut. I had Max Homa as the alternate.
Well, I thought I took Bryson to begin with, and apparently I took Brooks. I thought I was taking Bryson, but I took Brooks.
Well, take Bryson. You can have him and give me Max Homa. There you go. That's kind of a do-over for both of a mulligan for both of us.
So you want to change the rules in the middle of it
Well, I
because
just said they're both
you
tied.
are going to suck.
They're tied.
Right? So when I said yesterday, I thought I took Bryson and I took Brooks. You wouldn't let me change then. So no, we're not changing now.
Well, one donkey for the other.
Well, we're not doing that. Although if we're gonna make a bet right now, and it's 2 against 1, so you're outvoted. And this is all James.
I'm not
Pledger.
doing that. No.
This is all James Pledger. If Rory and Hideki both fail to make the cut, and all 3 of your guys don't make the cut, you've got to have gizzards for lunch.
I'm not having gizzards for lunch. I'm not doing that.
Well, wait a minute.
Because I would lose my cookies right here in the middle of the show.
I think that'd be worthy of a.
I'm not doing it.
Of
I
a
mean, what's in a snickerdoodle?
Well,
I'll have a snickerdoodle.
You don't even know what's in that.
I don't, but I know what's in a gizzard, and I'm not eating.
But maybe we could get Jasmine's kid to make cookies with gizzards in them instead of the Hershey's Kisses. Yeah,
Jasmine's daughter's not going to do that.
She'll do whatever I ask her to do.
I guarantee you, she doesn't like gizzards.
Well, she might not, but she's not going to eat them.
But she's not making cookies out of them either.
She could.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, she really could.
Dude, what is your fascination with gizzards?
It's
gizzards.
It's not my fascination with gizzards. It's your reaction to the thought of a gizzard that cracks everybody up.
It's horrible.
I mean, you're giving gizzards a bad name.
Gizzards.
You're like a John Bon Jovi song here. You give gizzards a bad name.
Maybe after I go and go to the Roo Pub and drink about 5 of those ticklish bitches.
Little,
then maybe.
He knows it. He also knows there's a ticklish little bitch coming up.
Order up!
Order!
Hey, bartender, I need a ticklish little bitch.
I need a round right here. Let's go.
Depending on who's working, that might get you in trouble.
I know.
Heidi's going to look at you funny. Michaela will laugh her ass off.
Well, I sure hope that, Chip will educate all of them. And then when somebody's ordering a ticklish little bitch, don't take it personally.
Don't say that to Azul.
Oh my goodness.
Saul will punch him.
Huh?
I said Saul will punch him.
Yeah. Olivia, we'll take care of that over at the Big Blind.
Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go. Good idea. Jim Nance, I always respected that guy and liked him anyway, but now he just raised up a notch.
So if you're just getting by the radio and you're hearing this for the first time, this is Jim Nance on the Masters broadcast this morning.
He knows it. He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up. DeChambeau.
DeChambeau.
See, I really do think that's an open mic situation.
There's got to be.
Right? Like he thinks he's talking to somebody in the booth or his broadcast partner that he's not on yet because he hear the music or they're coming back from commercial and then he just starts it with DeChambeau.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're on 3, 2, 1. Hot mic.
You sure he wasn't talking about DeChambeau?
Well, I mean, or he could have been. I mean, they were up early this morning, finishing up that first round.
They were.
That might be what Jim Nance sounds like without his morning coffee.
Well, I tell you what, that's hilarious. It is just hilarious. Way to go, Jim.
Almost as good as listening to Kevin Harlan last night during a basketball game, and clearly Kevin Harlan didn't get to eat at halftime.
Pelicans hold on, driving into Murray. Somebody's throwing something on the floor. 46 seconds to go, and a whistle blew. It's a chicken wing. Why would someone throw something that good out on the floor? It's crispy. It's warm.
Yes.
And I almost had to go out and I'm so hungry.
I hear your stomach over here growling.
What's that guy? I hope he eats it.
Somebody threw a chicken wing on the floor.
Why would you do that? But only Kevin Harlan can make that sound exciting.
Well, I mean, what I'm surprised from Harlan, I don't know if it's a flat or a drum. And it was a garlic parm. Was it hot? What was the flavor on it? Because Kevin Harlan, I would think, would go to that next level.
Well, I mean, I don't know how far away it was from him.
He knew it was a wing.
He knew it was a wing.
He knew it was a wing.
So that tells me it was probably a drum. Because a drum would be easier to spot. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Pledge is telling me we've got more on Jim Nance, but the audio is not as clean.
Let's
so bear
see.
with us.
All right, here we go.
Maybe.
He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up. DeChambeau, 11:54 is when his second round will start.
Well, see, I don't know if it was a hot mic or not.
That's not a hot mic situation.
No.
What do you think he meant to say?
A ticklish little bitch.
Well, is it a pitch? Could he have been thinking P?
No.
Pitch?
I don't think so. I mean, it's clearly a B.
Well, clearly, but was he thinking pitch coming up here on the shot?
No, I think he's talking about the next hole. It's a ticklish one. And it's hard. So there's that. I think he meant to say that. Good for him. I mean, it's very unlike Jim Nance, though, I will say.
It's caught us all off guard.
Because Jim's usually buttoned up and, prim and proper.
I mean, he's not doing the Final Four anymore, so let's just go over to the
Masters.
Masters.
Why not? I mean, it's a party.
How do you take away all the attention Vern Lundquist is getting? You say that, Jim Nance. Not that Jim would do that. That's just hilarious.
I think it's great. And you're welcome, everybody. Got you a brand new drink at the Root Pub.
Absolutely. They're on special all weekend long.
So there you go.
That is fantastic. Spurs do play the Nuggets tonight. Wemby is playing. And tonight, and I'm just seeing this on social, they've unveiled a statue in Philadelphia for Allen Iverson. Might be the smallest statue in the history of statues to honor somebody.
Oh, and I don't think he's happy about it.
Why?
Would you be?
They built the statue for the man.
I know, but it's almost like an afterthought.
Well, it's his height.
I don't think so.
I mean, I could stand next to that statue and be eye to eye. It's his height. Although every time I see teams that do statues, it does remind me, why don't we do that for our legends? At the new Wemby Center, will there be a statue area? Like, I understand at the Frost Bank Center, nobody would see him.
But that's kind of like, that's a Laker thing, though.
Well, everybody does statues.
Do they?
Yes. I mean, there's a statue of Dirk in Dallas and Mike Modano, who's a hockey player. A lot of people have statues.
Well,
you know, you go to Atlanta, there's statues. It's not just a Laker thing.
All right. Well, yeah, I think I'm all for it.
At Oklahoma, they build a statue for everybody that wins a Heisman.
David, Timmy, Manu, Tony Parker.
Absolutely.
All of them.
Pop, David, Iceman.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We put Sean Elliott in there.
Well, let's not get carried away.
Well, come on, Sean.
I mean, Mike Mitchell.
He survived Detroit.
He did. We need statues.
That statue of Iverson is horrible.
It really is bad. It really is bad.
I mean, that's just like awful. Well, I'm sorry, Alan. We ran out of money. This is the best we could do.
No, there's going to be, you know, that new park that they're building downtown by the tower, the Red McCombs Park that they're building down there will be by the Wemby Center. There's going to be a statue, a championship park down there. There's got to be. That's got to be part of the new plan.
Well, the Pigeons will appreciate it.
Well, I mean, sure. You have to have those.
Now, they'd have to have Manu with the bald spot. That'd be like target practice.
No, I think the long hair Manu.
Oh, the long hair Manu.
Or blocking James Harden.
Well, that one. That's the one you
that
need.
Could
that
be a
was,
statue, too.
Yeah.
I'm not a system player. I am a system.
Can we hear Jim Nantz one more time?
There's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
Yes, and the official drink of the Masters, which has some vodka. What else is in it, Pledge?
Pineapple juice,
some
lemonade,
lemonade, vodka. It's the Jim Nantz Ticklish Little Bitch cocktail. They have it all weekend at the Roo Pub as part of a Masters special. And if you need a place to go watch the Masters, the big UFC fight, get a good drink like the Ticklish Little Bitch cocktail, the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs.